man.
Welcome. This is the Level Up Show, episode 35. That means we're on like 8 months now. We're getting up there. 50 is going to be the big one.
We're about to have a stream baby. That's how long we've been on.
That's what we discussed yesterday, that if Kristen were to be impregnated at the very start of the Level Up Show, you would be getting birth pretty soon.
Oh my god.
It's right. It's true.
Yeah.
It's a true story.
That would also be true if you had been impregnated at the beginning of...
That's true. With what, an alien?
No.
What's the movie with
Arnold Schwarzenegger? What was it, Danny DeVito?
Why do we keep talking about this movie, Junior?
Junior, that's what it is, Junior.
Terrible. Everyone says twins. It's like, no,
it's not twins. It's the other one with them.
We do keep bringing that up. No, the gestation period for
awful
a
movie
hugger is like, I don't know, maybe 6 hours or something. Oh, hey, I had this alien on my face, guys. I'm feeling pretty good, though. Nothing strange happened. Oh, God!
6 hours later. It doesn't take long. They move quickly.
Yeah.
But, guys,
they don't mess around.
We actually waived the topic of the week tonight because we have a very special caller later on in the show. We're going to do it right after the level update. Someone from the video game industry, which is
my
the first...
uncle.
Yeah, it's her uncle, exactly. From the video game industry. But it's really special. We're really appreciative of that. So he's a really nice guy. Look forward to that. But if you guys don't know who we are, we're the Level Up Show. We're a gaming-dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Andrew. This is my co-host, Mike. We also have Mark and Kristen in the chat room with you guys all night long. Mark is marked words in the chat room, and Kristen says be nice. I'm sure you guys have seen them already. We also got Greg Verga in the chat room. That's a old school Level Up Show fan right there. Really an official part of the Level Up Show.
I was going to say, what do you mean fan? At this point,
he created our website and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of that, that's what you guys can do right now before we get going.
Do it right now.
Do it now. Go on the twitch.tv/the Level Up Show, where we're streaming from, and please heart us. That'll give you email notifications whenever this show goes live. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, check out our official website, thelevelupshow.com, and please go on youtube.com/the Level Up Show, level spelled LVL. We're archiving all of our shows now. Everything's going on there. We also split them up into mini 10-minute segments that we think are more special, more comedic, whatever, more informative, potentially, for you guys to check out. They're called replays. So please go on YouTube and subscribe. But what's going on? How's everyone doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Mark hasn't seen anything good lately.
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy today.
Finally.
It was the best.
And Kristen and I had it.
The best. Shame on you.
I know.
We should just ruin the movie outright.
Well, he did have
Give him
kidney
pity.
stones.
He has kidney stones. You
That's
douche.
true.
I know.
We'll get to that.
And
We'll start over there. We'll move this way.
But besides, what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy. This weekend was just really busy for me, I guess. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Look at me. I'm important. I have special things going on in my life.
Well, not really special. I just do things sometimes. Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor: The Dark World, which is also really good. I'm very happy with
Also
Marvel
came out
Studios.
like months ago, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't matter.
But you're on the Marvel kick, yes.
Yeah, and I mean...
Did you see Iron Man 1 filing?
I saw that when it came out, dude.
Oh, okay.
Love Iron Man. And then I went kayaking yesterday, which is cool.
Very cool.
On a nice little river through the Pine Barrens.
Did you wear a waterproof beanie for that?
No, I wore a baseball cap that just stinks.
I feel like that was a terrible idea. No?
Did you come off in the water? Stayed on the whole time?
No. Oh, the water, I mean, you could stand in a vast majority of it. It's not too deep. They're not, like, throwing you out there where you're going to drown. So,
Mike, what's up with you? What's going on?
Not much. Nothing more than what happened, I think we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, we got together last night.
Yeah.
We had a fun stream. It was on Ustream, actually, last night, just because Twitch was really costing
Well, we were on
us
Twitch for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then we decided at 12 o'clock in the morning, because that's a perfectly normal time this time to stream. let's go on Ustream.
Yeah.
And we did that for a while. You were on forever. Though.
I was on until 4 o'clock in the morning.
Just nuts, man. I went
watching
home
trailers
and I was
with you
trying to
guys.
be in there. I mean, a lot of these people were actually the ones in the room last night, so.
I hate to repeat things, but I am going to go into my terrible story.
Terrible.
There.
What is
Terrible.
terrible?
How'd you get a dog in there?
I'll message you the link.
He has a scanner, and he just scans the dog. And it,
Do we have emoticons now? Is that what's happening?
No,
He is a dog.
Twitch has a ton of emotes that you can go
Oh.
through that are defaults, and they aren't like the standard ones, but
Okay, Kirsty's going to go
It's
nuts
at
with
the
that.
top.
But yeah, I had a terrible...
I'm gonna message you.
Terrible week in a way. I was off from work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday because when I got home on Tuesday, I suddenly was in terrible pain in my backside here. And obviously that's where my kidney is. My mom's a nurse. She seemed pretty sure. I was trying to wait it out. 15 minutes later, I'm like, hell no, let's go to the ER.
15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah, it's all told was 15 minutes. I went to Kennedy near here, which was jam-packed. 3.5 hours of waiting.
Kennedy's the worst. I waited
Yes,
3
I agree.
hours to get stitches up here.
Yeah, I'll never go back to Kennedy again because 3.5 hours later, I was given Motrin. That is it. I'm in excruciating pain. I'm writhing. Everyone's looking at me the entire time because I'm like shaking and moving and like I wasn't screaming. I was keeping it all internal in that way.
I thought you were a tweaker.
They might
they
have.
probably did.
Not
But
really.
you know what? The only thing they did have me do like an hour in was have a urine test. Guess what? It was filled with blood. So I think that was a pretty good sign that something was wrong. All right. But okay, after
The
3.5
worst thing to
hours,
see.
after 3.5 hours, I go up there. I'm like, I need something right now. Like you got to give me like Dilaudid or morphine or something. And then like we're CAT scan something. And like how long is it gonna be? They're like, I don't know. It's like could it be an hour? They're like it could be more than that. And I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. Went over to Underwood. Some people call it Blunderwood, as Mike said. Not the best hospital, but they got me on Dilaudid in 30 minutes. So thank you, Underwood, for saving me a lot of
So
pain.
Say the
you're
best
look-
part about it.
What was the best part? Oh, yeah, because Kristen was able to come late, but not just that. Her best friend works at Underwood, so that night turned into a hangout of
We were
sorts.
hanging out in the emergency room.
We
Yeah.
just had a cool hangout.
What brings friends together better than pissing blood?
Yeah.
But why wasn't I there though?
That's
Because you were working.
Okay, that sounds better to people.
Yeah. That's what
And I
happened.
just showed up at like midnight.
That's okay. You were working. I didn't
No,
expect
Kristen
that.
doesn't care that much about Drew, guys.
Okay.
We all know this.
But I still have not passed this stone. I might just suddenly get up
You
out of
might
nowhere
message.
and scream. So hopefully that doesn't
Yeah,
happen.
please let's not be the first to have a kidney stone pass on Twitch.
I hope that doesn't happen, but we'll see.
We're
Kristen,
gonna
what's going on
live
with you?
stream it.
What is going on with you?
Well,
You got a
today.
little story that you wanted to tell, I think.
Yeah, but today I learned two things. Number one,
Dogs don't lay eggs.
no, shut up. Apparently for all you lads, when your wife gives birth, do not smell the placenta.
That's
It smells very bad.
that.
What?
I feel like that wasn't something I had
What
any
is the
intention of doing.
context?
I don't think anybody planned on doing that. But
Okay.
still, important knowledge, the more you know.
The more you know. Wait, that might be copyrighted.
Oh, sorry.
Don't no
Sorry.
no musical
I'm
tones.
sorry. Go ahead. Do you have
No
anything
fun
else going
allowed.
on?
Yes. The second thing I learned today was that Camden is one of the most dangerous cities in the world.
How did you not know this?
Yes.
You know how she found this out? IGN.
I was watching an IGN video. But
Again, we don't watch that.
We've got Watch Dogs, and they
No.
talked about the potential of the next one being in
Right.
Camden.
Right.
Because it's a highly surveilled city, because of the high crime rate in
Right.
Camden. But I think that's just a rumor, right? There's no
It's-
confirmed news.
Well, they
on
did
Watch
say
Dogs.
something about it.
Did they?
It is kind of a shame, though. I mean, my dad works in Camden. Campbell's is in Camden.
It came up for actually from
But they're kinda
a
like
post that they listed.
fenced off
And it was
from everything
basically
else in the city.
Them
I
like
never knew it was that bad.
stating
Oh,
how
it's
Camden
awful.
has the highest crime rate.
It's
Like,
really-
as a
it-
watchdog's fine. I can't
It
remember
really does
what it
suck,
was.
though. I mean, Camden
So.
used to be a nice place. I mean, my dad was born there, and he lived there until he was like 7 or 8, when crime just got very aggressive, and somebody threw a brick at them when they were walking to church.
Oh my god.
So it's like, yeah, we're getting out of here, guys. So they moved. And that's Chris.
So
But yeah, so
what was I gonna say? Oh, and then I said to Andrew, why can't they just get rid of the crime? And he said, because they'd have to get rid of everyone in the city.
That's kind of the way you'd have to get rid of crime in
You'd have
a
to
city
just
like that.
Right.
You got-
exterminate from above.
right, and you guys give so much shit to Ra's al Ghul, but no, he had the right idea, and he was willing to make the sacrifices that were needed.
Hey, Traveler, beyond! And also welcome to Vantera, Joey. Great to have
So
you,
many
man.
good people here tonight.
Yeah, always
Not that
great.
everybody isn't normally good. We have so many, actual normal followers.
Yeah.
So,
But I think that's it for introductions, guys. Are we ready to move on to the level update?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah, but we get this.
Level update.
It's
cancel.
on, right?
Nope.
Did it turn off again?
It did. It's good now.
Because Shark
On off?
Week
Yeah. Okay.
is really, really lame now, guys. I'm sorry.
I've never been into Shark Week, by the
I
way.
was never that big into it before.
No.
I mean,
Definitely
it's really cool. I really like science shows. Planet Earth from my
Yes.
he was amazing. But Shark Week now is just like pop culture-y, and
Yeah.
like they had these little docu-fiction, so it's like
Mockumentaries.
Do you think he has
Fake.
to go through?
I don't know.
fictional documentary things about creatures that don't actually exist. It's stupid.
I thought we
I'm
covered
not
this
going to
before.
the bathroom.
I
We're
just
taking
wanted-
the dog to
We
the bathroom.
did.
I thought we actually pointed this out before a while ago, but when we were talking about the Watch Dogs thing, they actually said on their the official Twitter account, they just randomly posted on their Twitter, the city of Camden, New Jersey had the highest crime rate in 2012. A 24/7 surveillance program is now in effect.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think we covered that.
No, we never covered that story actually
Really?
on here.
Oh,
I mean, I
surprising.
knew about it. I just didn't include it in the level update that week. I'm not sure. Maybe I just didn't consider it as big as another story that we had that week.
Maybe.
But
no, that's pretty big, I think, in my opinion.
all right, let's move on to the level update. Kristen should be back by the time it's her turn. So. I think we're fine. I don't think that one will cause any flags. I think that one will be okay. I would think.
Well, we're gonna find out, guys.
I really don't think that's gonna flag anything. Really, the newsroom on Twitch. I
Look
think
how
it's-
strict they're being with everything.
with
though.
music, sure, like actual, like like video game music or licensed music, as opposed to like.
Oh, this is how we're playing this fun. When the boy meets world,
Like-
boy meets world.
I think
Coming
it's okay.
down this road that we
Hey,
call
stop!
life.
I think we can do Happy Birthday,
What
right?
we're doing.
That's not-
We can go by with Happy Birthday.
Let's do the
All right, let's do the level update.
But first, thank you to Element77 for your friend request, man. All right, let's start off with another remaster that's coming out. There's been a lot of
Yay.
remasters. It's kind of getting a little frustrating in a way.
Especially for this one, in my opinion.
This one, I'm sure there's going to be people that appreciate it, but I don't
Until they
really
realize how much it's aged.
Yes. But it's Resident Evil. The first one is going to be remastered once again. It's due out in 2015 on PS3, Xbox 360, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, only through digital download. It's going to be based on the GameCube remake, though. So that helps a little bit. If it was just PS1 version, it's like, how the hell do you...
Hey, guys.
We also got a friend request from Money Bomb.
Well, that too. Thank you for the friend request, Kristen.
What?
Number.
No. That was the
That
first
was
one.
awful!
You took us by
so
surprise.
half-assed.
It's by surprise.
That was terrible, guys.
Fine, let's do it again.
Like,
Ready?
I'm expecting like an octave higher.
Look up.
Hey, guys, look.
There's a number. All right. Is that better?
Yeah.
We good? All right, we're good now. All right.
We've
Sorry about
come.
that.
That's the better Banshee scream that
So
we've
this
come to know.
this Resident Evil remaster is it's
A
going to be
remake of a remake.
yes, exactly. It's
This
going
is
to be
so meta.
it's going to be 1080p on the next gen consoles, including PC, and it'll be 720p on last gen consoles. They are going to have some options for you in case you're one of those old school guys. They will allow you to stay in 4:3 resolution, or aspect ratio, but there's also 16:9,
I know.
and there's also a choice between old control schemes and new ones. And then finally, I don't know if I like this much, but there's going to be an option for a dynamic camera. You know how all the old Resident Evils
Yes.
had that static camera with
Yes.
the angles that gave it that
It
mood?
was terrifying.
Yeah, that's what
Holy
gave it the
crap.
mood. Dynamic is not going to work, but
I recall like standing at a corner for like 10 minutes debating whether I wanted to round it or not because I had like 5 bullets and it's like if there's something really big there because I see a shadow, I'm screwed.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap.
What's his
Also,
name? Who said it?
Foldy Moreskin said tank controls for life, son. My favorite comment. I loved the shit out of the Resident Evil GameCube version.
No, but here's the thing.
What were they called? Like Redskins, something like that.
from the game, like the type of enemies.
Yeah.
I don't
It was-
remember.
It was a specific
That's
enemy.
racist.
Yeah, that is. it was basically the zombies reanimate. So you can kill a zombie, but if you don't burn the body, they come back, but they're faster.
It's
Yeah.
really racist.
And they're very difficult to kill then the second time around. So it's better to burn them or just avoid killing them completely in the first
Yeah.
place. And the first time I ran into one of them scared the shit out of me because it was a dead body on the ground and I'd passed over it like 30 times before that, coming in and out of rooms, figuring out what to do. And I walk over this body and then it stands up. I'm like, oh god, I thought you were dead. And it eats my face.
Really quick, thank you to Jackson, or Jackins, Mark.
Smack.
Jackson Smack.
Yes.
Okay, Jackson Smack, thank you for your friend request, man. Really appreciate that. Everybody who wants to friend request us, please do. It's right on the TV. I am Drew M1788, and Mike is Noob Guru. But coming from someone like Greg, who's a hardcore Resident Evil fan, Resident Evil 1, the remake, is one of his favorites. It was in his top 2, I think. So
here's the thing. At the same time, the issue is, it's so like it's not going to have the same effect that it did when you like. For people like us, it's going to be fine. But for the people that have never played it, that would really benefit from a remake, or remaster, it's not really going to do it. Like there is so much now that can scare you so much better than a dog jumping out of a window.
I think it's more for the guys that already played it in a way. I don't think it's going to be for people that didn't play Resident Evil. I think it's going to be a lot of those old school guys that want to play it again and it kind of experience the nostalgia in updated resolution and stuff like that.
I mean, when you put it that way and say, oh, it's just a dog jumping through the window, it's still like the environment, the atmosphere.
No,
I know. You don't have the controls to like beat something down. This dog jumps on top of you. You have maybe like 15 bullets. And this is before you're running around with like a shotgun and grenade launchers. This isn't like action survival horror of Resident Evil 4 where, oh, a dog's coming at me, let me just shoot him in the face. Yeah. This is, oh god, how do I turn around and run? This thing is awful.
I can only turn this slowly.
And you're only seeing it from certain camera angles. Yeah. So it is like, they do a very good job of setting up the atmosphere, and I think the remastered graphics will add a lot to that.
Right. And yet, speaking of games that decided they need grenade launchers and machine guns for unknown reasons that don't benefit it at all, Assassin's Creed Rogue was revealed. I'm not very happy about this at all.
Okay.
I actually
we knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming, and I was fine with it coming. Yeah. I have no problem with it being made. It's going to cater. It's going to be for PS3 and 360.
Mm-hmm. For now. We all know it's going to come to next gen eventually.
I don't understand their. All right, so let's go through it real quick. It's developed by Ubisoft Sofia, the team behind the team that did Liberation. So they're not bad. They actually did good stuff before. Liberation was actually quite good.
Yeah.
Single player only, so it's not going to have any multiplayer aspects to it. But the story is not, and the story is fine. The story is actually something that someone who was really into the series and played, Black Flag really, deeply and looked at everything. They kind of saw it coming. It's set between 1752 and 1761, which is during the 7 Years' War. But it's going to represent the end of the Kenway trilogy, which we all kind of saw coming. It ties into the Unity and the final moments of the game, though, which is going to be interesting. So I like that idea. But you're going to be playing as an assassin who, towards the end, is going to be a assassin hunter, I guess you could say. His name's Shay Patrick Cormac. And you'll be, like I said, you'll be an assassin right until a pivotal moment towards the end of the game, which will cause him to turn sides.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's halfway through. I don't know when that happens. I don't know if it's an end of game thing where we're seeing his transformation, or if it's something that happens early on. I don't know. I'm not sure how the game plays in that sense. I think he's going to turn into Assassin Hunter relatively soon. Actually, I think it's going to be pretty early in the game. Yeah.
And the one thing that a lot of people guess was where it's going to be. It's going to be through the Appalachian River Valley. You can do little side missions with your ships, and that was one of the only areas that we could see it going towards. It's basically going to be involving a redesign New York, as well as the Arctic North Atlantic Ocean. Naval gameplay is interesting. Your new ship is called the Morgan. It's going to be smaller than Jackdaw was, so you can navigate a little bit better in smaller spaces and avoid glaciers, which are going to play a big part in the game. However, and this is where it starts to get that little sour taste of like bad milk in your mouth. Thanks to the Morgan has access to experimental weapons such as puckle guns, prototype machine guns that can tear up enemy ships within seconds.
Gotta change up the series, right?
I have nothing to say.
It's gonna get stale unless they do new things. So I guess
mine and Mark's reaction was the exact same.
Already kind of stale.
Yeah, I agree. But like Unity, you still got Unity, which is doing co-op, which is their fresh thing. This one, it seems, is gonna change the atmosphere, get a little bit of a snowy atmosphere, and add on some more experimental weapons.
But why machine guns?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm not the big Assassin's Creed guy here.
Why male models?
Right. The ocean will have icebergs that can damage the player's ship, and they can also be used as cover from enemies' fire. And then they can be destroyed, which will then create ripple waves that will disrupt and make waves throughout and disrupt the enemy's ships. With the upgrades, you can also go through the ice sheets and access caves and other hidden areas that you can't before.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
That's kind of cool. You're going to be able to hunt narwhals, similar to how you were able to hunt whales in the last one, and polar bears are actually also confirmed as well.
Gotta love that. Hunting polar bears is always cool.
Right.
Bears of any kind. I love hunting bears in Red Dead Redemption.
I have no problem with that. Oh my god, that was the worst.
So
Especially when you weren't ready for it.
They just come out of nowhere.
They come out of nowhere, and you're just like, oh, I'm not ready for this.
I'm trying to save this hanging person. Like, someone was hanging a woman, and I'm trying to cut her down, and suddenly this bear comes off screen and just tears through me. I'm like, I'm trying to save
The Wild West
somebody.
was rough.
Oh,
trying to save damsel in distress, and you just get eaten by a bear. It happened every day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I opened up a poll on the chat, guys, to get your opinions, whether or not you like the idea of guns in the Assassin's Creed series. So
Okay.
you can just do !vote or guns / !vote no guns, just to let us know what you think.
Cool. Did you put that out there already? Did you put like a
it's-
notification in there?
Yep,
Cool.
it's in there.
And here's also where you're going to love this one, Mark. Your character, Shay, is equipped with an experimental air rifle,
Ooh.
which can silently shoot out firecrackers, which can use to be distract enemies. Oh wait, I'm not done yet. You are also equipped with a grenade launcher that can shoot out lethal shrapnel grenades, sleeping gas, or berserker gas. Would you like that, Mark? A grenade launcher?
Not much of a
Assassin's
stealth
Creed, right?
game in that
I don't
sense.
feel like this.
But
is
at least it's
actually
an
going
air
on.
rifle.
The air rifle's cool.
Yeah, because that's a little more stealthy, right?
Barrels that contain lethal poison gas can be punctured in through with the air rifle to spread a cloud of poison gas in large areas, which is nothing new to the series. You kind of were able to do something similar to that before. And then Shay can equip a bandana.
Banana would be even
He can
better.
equip a banana to avoid taking damage from the poison gas. I feel like that's something that is like.
Thank you,
Really-
first comment, Dragonoid. Thank you for your friend request, man.
So, alright guys, we're giving them all this experimental stuff. Oh, poison gas, you say? Use your bandana.
Yes,
Like,
100%.
what is that? And the player will hear whispers when assassins are nearby because you are going to be hunting, which I guess, like you said, it's probably going to be towards the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, at least I would think in the first
Now,
quarter.
what's interesting is the assassins can actually air assassinate the player by hiding in bushes and using cover to hunt down the player during the game.
Yeah, but they got a little CGI trailer that came out showing the new character. He's got this kind of like ponytail looking thing. He's got dark hair. And the trailer shows him about to kill an assassin. That looks very much like Altair from the first one, actually. He's got the snowy environment, which I think is cool. I love
like
snow
that.
environments.
I
yeah.
like that.
I like the idea of glaciers. I like the ideas of breaking ice to get into caves. All that.
I have no problem with the setting. I have no problem with the size of the ship. I have no problem with the way the story is going and the guy killing the assassins. I think that's a very interesting take on the series. I have a problem with the guy carrying a freaking grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's there comes a point where you have to just accept the fact that your series has kind of gotten stale. Maybe you should start doing new IPs instead of like, well, what can we do to change things up? Keep this interesting.
How about we give him
Pay us money.
a gun that shoots out fireworks with air pressure and a grenade launcher?
How about we make this the new Call of Duty?
Yeah,
With a different title.
Assassin's
Before
Creed, Black Ops
we move
4.
on to Kristen's story, we're above 100, or it usually drops up and down. But let me take the opportunity to let anyone know who's new in here and has never seen our show before. We're the Level Up Show. We're a gaming-dedicated talk show. We're on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Andrew, my co-host Mike, and also Mark and Kristen, who are in the chat rooms with you guys. If you guys would like to follow us in any way, shape, or form, it's all on the TV here. Please go on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show and heart us on there. You'll get email notifications whenever I go live, or we go live, I should say. Go on Twitter at The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL. Please follow us. We're very active on Twitter and Facebook. Like us on Facebook. TheLevelUpShow.com is our official website with reviews, editorials, articles, video blogs, which are also on our YouTube as well. Our youtube.com/levelupshow, level spelled LVL, is all of our archived episodes, live shows, segments from the live shows called replays. Thank you for the friend request, Spanish Fly. We have a stream tip now, guys. We waited a very long time to do this, but the reason we opened up a stream tip is because we got a new house coming on the way, and we're going to do everything possible to make the show into a much better experience for you guys, much more professional, much more presentable. It's going to be a really cool new reboot coming sometime probably in September. If you want to support the show, if you really like us and you want to help us in making it better, go to streamtip.com/t/the level up show and donate whatever you guys want. Obviously, you're not obligated to do so. We'd be very appreciative of that though. And then finally, I'm Andrew, Drum1788 on PSN, and Mike is Noob Guru.
That was long-winded.
Yes,
Mark,
I always
why
do
is
it
there
after
a melon by your laptop?
It's a boob.
Thank you,
Blood
Blood
splatter.
Splatter.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Alright,
So
Kristen.
I think it's really funny that Crow, XXX Crow, whatever, he said, I'm at the window. And I said, Crow, is that your beak at my window? And then I realized that could sound really weird.
Yeah, it definitely did.
I'm sure the chat room got a hold of that one.
Henry, what's going on, bud?
Hey, Henry Noble.
Awesome.
Is that your
Juhi's in here too. He was with me a lot last night. Thanks for coming back, man.
Is that your beak at my window? Can I sing the lyrics? Evolve delayed into 2015.
No, you cannot.
No.
Because we might get banned.
We might get banned for something completely
It's
different than
original.
Yeah, it's not.
It is though.
OG here.
LOL, you said it, not me. Like so many other end of 2014 games, Evolve has been pushed to February of 2015. The first quarter of next year is now stacked with many AAA titles, such as The Order 1886, The Witcher 3, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, Batman Arkham Knight, and now Evolve. In response to the delay,
Doesn't she sound like the person from The Purge?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, very much actually like that.
Say the purge will now commence.
no, I am
please,
reading my lines.
No, please, just real quick, sidetrack.
The purge will now commence.
Oh my god, that's really
That's
creepy.
actually pretty close.
That's actually really creepy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
True, I'm
Maybe
sorry.
that's your doctor. Wieners for you.
My doctor.
This is named Dr. Wiener.
Yeah, what's the likelihood of that?
Oh, okay.
I feel like
had an eye
I feel like he started that as
Hold
a
on.
joke and he realized, wait, I can make a lot of money.
I had
with
an eye
this.
doctor named Richard Wiener. Think about it.
That was my optometrist.
Think about it.
A
One-eyed
nickname
monster?
for Rick.
Huh?
A nickname for Rick.
Dick.
Yeah.
Dick
Oh,
Wiener.
okay,
His name was
sorry.
Dick Wiener. He was my optometrist.
As I was like,
too.
wait for it. Did you go to him too?
Should I redo this?
No, just continue.
Go from
Okay.
Also,
in
Evolve was
response.
delayed.
In response.
And now Evolve. In response to the delay, Total Rock released a statement. As stated on the Take-Two interactive earnings call, 2K and Total Rock Studios are extending the development of Evolve by a few months to allow enough time to fully realize the vision for Evolve and meet our collective standards of creative excellence. We are encouraged by the press reaction and fan excitement coming out of a very successful E3, and we are now certain we are headed in the right direction with the game, and we are confident in delivering a genre-defining product when Evolve launches on February 10th, 2015.
Wow. Okay.
That was interesting.
That was interesting. Okay, how do we feel about this?
I mean, I don't know. I'm a little confused because
Yeah.
everything was raving that, and it didn't seem like they had any cause for concern.
Yeah, there wasn't any inbuilt problems.
So
that we heard of?
it's more so a little bit more confusion. I have no problem with it really.
Maybe they just want to dodge Call of Duty and stuff, but they're kind of putting themselves right in the range of a whole bunch of other delays now.
Right, and it's at a hard time. I mean, I feel like they'll do fine.
They'll probably do fine, but you got Arkham Knight right there, you got
Right.
Witcher, you got Order, you got Metal Gear right after that potentially.
Right.
So that's a lot to go up against, as opposed to this year is actually becoming kind of light. I mean, all you really got, right, is Far Cry, Dragon Age, and Call of Duty.
For now.
And Drive Club, but that's like a completely different genre. I mean,
And we got
Oh, yeah.
we
We get Drive Club for free in a few weeks.
yeah, we do.
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, so I'm not okay with it. Take your time, make the game as best as possible,
Right.
but at the same time, it's just a little bizarre. Yeah.
Right, it's just out of nowhere. I feel like.
All right, guys, how about we open up the Skype lines?
Talk to us.
Talk to us, tell us your name.
Okay, William Hahn.
Yes. Exactly. I'm glad you caught on to that. Thank you, Tristan. All right, guys, we are live on Skype.
I actually
Please-
bought his CD when it was out.
The Luck of the Irish.
That's not what it was called.
Please call in The Level Up Show is spelled exactly how it sounds on Skype. Mark will consistently post it in the chat room for you guys.
I will consistently post it in the chat room for you guys.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Don't you worry.
Don't worry.
In the meantime,
Kristen, can you say calling shall commence?
Calling shall commence.
It's so weird.
Puzzfield Scabs thinks it sounds like a Viking accent.
What?
I don't know what a Viking sounds like.
A Viking would sound Nordic, therefore not English.
Kristen, do Russian.
Kristen has one accent for everything, and
Yes.
it's usually not.
I'm trying to think of that guy from 6 Feet Under who talks in Russian all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
the
is-
flower cells.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? What does he say a lot?
Nikolai.
No, that's it.
Lord have mercy. He like slams his chest.
Lord have mercy! Lord have mercy!
No.
Lord have mercy!
That is not at all Russian.
The hell
I don't
was
even know
that?
what that was. What was that? I don't know. All right.
Lord!
The Crow wants to see Dinosaur. Andrew, well, you got a long time to
Yeah,
wait. We're only at
400.
110 right now, guys.
400 is dinosaur team.
Dinosaur Team is 400. Pterodactyl Andrew is around 250 or
Oh,
so.
okay, yeah.
So you guys got to get us up to 250 if you want that to happen. Guys, let's talk Fallout 4, says Trazzler. I talked Fallout 4 a little bit last night, saying that I could see it possibly being revealed this year, but it definitely won't be until the end of next year, in my opinion, if it were to come out at all next year. I think they're working on it.
Probably not.
I think it's gonna be
wouldn't see it
very-
next year.
I don't think I see next year
I
either.
think 2016 at the soonest.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably later, honestly.
I think 2016 would be a good date for it,
I
but
mean, it's something everybody wants, but I don't know.
here's the fear.
Is there like something
For,
that's
I think, a lot of
really
people in here.
working on?
Is it Xbox exclusive? Because I feel like there's a little bit of ties between Xbox and Fallout.
That'd be the worst.
My one kind of like comfort is that Bethesda owes PlayStation fans because Skyrim was such a disaster on PS3 that they owe us. So maybe they kind of cater actually to PS4 and give us some DLC or something.
See, you're assuming developers would be nice though. It's a business. They aren't.
Hey
Who's
Chris, how
gonna
you doing,
nice
man?
business.
Good, how are you guys?
Doing great. How you doing?
Oh my god.
Oh, wonderful.
Doing wonderful. What
Still
you-
trying to get
Sorry.
on Last of Us?
Oh, The Last of Us. You're still playing The Last of Us?
Yeah, I'm on my second playthrough still.
Very nice. What are you on again right now? Is it Survivor?
Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor's tough. Grounded's even worse. But what do you think of Survivor so far? Is it like frustrating for you, or you like it?
I like it. I would just like some more bullets.
Some more bullets, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is I like that though. I like as you go up in difficulty, everything becomes more and more rare. It kind of makes the game a little. I don't want to say boring, but coming from somebody that likes to go into every room and check every drawer, it's like there's no point on
Right.
Survivor. None of the drawers have anything in them, but you still want to check everything, so it's like, oh my god, this room had nothing, this room had nothing. It's like you're just walking around room to room finding nothing. So
Right.
it's a little frustrating in that way, but it makes the game more,
Well, you get more
Dangerous.
exasperated almost like they do.
yeah. Having no bullets and trying to conserve bullets, trying to conserve shivs so you can get through shiv doors, it makes the game pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Anything else you're playing,
Definitely.
Chris?
Well, Rogue Legacy still.
Oh, what do you think of Rogue Legacy?
It's very hard.
It is. I agree. I was talking about Rogue Legacy, I think, last week a little bit.
Last night too.
And last night, too. The thing about Rogue Legacy, I don't want to call it a problem, but the beginning is so tough because you really need to level up your character to even get into the first dungeon pretty far, and you need gold to level up, and you need to kill enemies to get gold. So it takes a little bit of time to level up high enough to be able to kill enemies to get gold to level up further. It's like the beginning's slow, and then once you get up to like level 30, it starts to kind of smooth out, and it becomes a little bit easier to swallow. How far are you? What level are you, Chris?
I think I'm level 50, but I still haven't beaten any of the bosses.
Okay.
I just actually recently beat the big eye, the Alexander.
Yeah, so-
No, that's the ghost.
The first one, I can't remember the name of the
And-
first guy is in the first dungeon.
Yeah, but I finally just beat him. He's actually, in my opinion, one of the toughest ones.
I agree. I think it's one of the toughest too because the room is so small, and
Right.
it's just how do you dodge those bullets that he's sending
I
out?
literally beat it with 3 health left.
Okay, yeah, I think I don't
Oh,
even remember how I
he's
beat
gone.
him. Oh, thank you, Chris, for calling in. But I just beat it on the first time on New Game. I'm now on New
Okay.
Game Plus at
Oh,
like
really?
level 165
So
or so.
you did the last boss then?
Yes, thank you, Shadow Sniper 5667 for your friend request. Really
Guys,
appreciate
are we
that.
doing anything at 150?
No, we don't do anything at 150. 200 is
Pterodactyl.
Mark's Cavs.
No, pterodactyl.
Let's do
He's like,
let's do
no.
let's do Pterodactyl Andrew at 200.
Okay.
We'll make it a little easier on the
Almost
guys.
at 200.
So once you get to 200, Pterodactyl Andrew, 250, Giraffe Kristen, 300, Dinosaur Team?
300?
Yeah, want to do 300?
All right, yeah. If you guys can somehow miraculously get people to watch us, I don't know how
Yes.
control they have, but if you can do that and you guys to 300, we'll do Dinosaur Team.
Call your
definitely.
kids,
Which is
call
going to be
your
interesting
wives.
because none of us have ever done a dinosaur besides Andrew, so this is going to just be
Jurassic
random.
World's coming out not too far away.
With Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Oh,
Pratt.
he's awesome.
You know what? I
Guardians of the
completely forgot
Galaxy.
about Chris Pratt was the main voice for a Lego movie too.
Yes,
Yes, he was.
I
so
completely forgot
good.
about that. I got that today. It was
And
was
he's
so
Andy
funny.
Dwyer on Parks and Recreation, which is one
By
of
the
the
way, it's
videos that I
also a Lego movie. If you liked it, it was actually only like $15 for the Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah,
15?
Target. It's on sale.
All right, guys, I shut off the Skype lines. Great call there from Chris. Thanks for calling in, man. We're going to move on to our second news segment. Let's start off with the disaster this week on Twitch.
Oh, this is great. Everybody seems to love it.
So first off, they changed the way their archiving system works. So past broadcasts of any length can still be exported to YouTube. However, highlights must now be less than 2 hours in length. Thank you, Warhammer, for the friend request. Now highlights need to be less than 2 hours in length in order to be exported, which sucks because I like to highlight things to get them, perfect, right at the start and end of when our show starts. Now I can't export those highlights anymore because they're always like 2.5 hours. So that really sucks. There's also no longer a save forever option for past broadcasts, and 2 weeks time, all past broadcasts will be removed.
Which
So
was different than what was it, a month?
also, thank you, All Day Blazed. No, it was, you could save things forever before.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, now it's in 2 weeks, everything's being removed. And also, thank you to, I couldn't get it in time. Thank you for your friend request, man. So, guys, you need to start exporting your stuff. Highlights, past broadcasts, get them over to YouTube as quickly as possible because it all goes away in 2 weeks. Once the cleaning is over, current Twitch users will have a total of 14 days storage. That's not like 14 days as in like 24 hours times 14. That just means that 14 days after you make the archive, it disappears. Now, if you are a Turbo member, you get 60 days.
Why wouldn't they just give you unlimited for the Turbo members?
I don't
If
know.
they did before.
Maybe they just
So,
don't
like,
have that kind of bandwidth. I don't
They
know.
do.
Maybe they do. They had it up until now, but maybe Twitch is becoming more popular, more users, or maybe Google bought them. I don't know. If you don't want to lose past recordings, highlight as many as possible. As I said, the worst part I think people are more upset about is this whole audio recognition software that they started incorporating into Twitch. Stop it. Stop. All right. So, guys, the thing about the way it works now, if you have even like in-game music, might be flagged by Twitch as copyrighted music, and if that's the case, the software is going to scan your archive every 30 minutes, and if it finds a flag within that 30 minutes, it's going to mute the entire 30 minutes. So for instance, the newsroom theme that I played at the beginning of the show, if
Which
that
you
gets
didn't think about
flagged, it's going to mute the entire beginning of the show, like the first 30 minutes. So that would suck. I don't think it would flag something like that, but we'll find out. So
I guess we're gonna find out.
we're gonna find out after the show, and we might have to start changing things around. Unfortunately, like we can't have music at the end of the show anymore. We're gonna have to
I'll
just
make my own.
play our intro theme. But speaking of that, if anybody would like to take a shot at making outro music, original outro music,
Just like
for
Blue
us,
Ignosis did.
like our Blue Ignosis intro music, we now need outro music because we can't use random copyrighted songs anymore. Anybody who wants to take a shot at that, please do. Email us at thelevelupshow@gmail.com, level spelled LVL, if you would like to send anything over to us, and we'll check it out, and maybe we'll have outro music in the next couple weeks or so. But yeah, guys, start exporting your stuff over to YouTube if you don't want to lose it.
And that doesn't really, by the way, too, the biggest issue, the other second biggest issue, I guess you could say, is that people that are trying to export can't.
Yeah, it might be starting to work. It hasn't been for me for the last couple days, but whenever I export from Twitch to YouTube, YouTube fails it after a couple hours and says that it was not able to convert the FLV file. So that's what Twitch is. When you download, it's FLV, Flash Player, I think. So there's a fight going on in the chat room, right?
Fight!
All right, sorry. Don't acknowledge. Mike, you're up.
So I don't know if anybody has heard of or played this game, Destiny.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you out there have actually played this game or if you got into the beta or anything.
Yeah. What's Destiny? I never heard of this game.
Idiot. No, so they released some statistics about the beta, which obviously me and Drew were very into. Me, Greg, Dean, well, the three of us, you were like really surprised at how into this beta that we
It was a
were.
lot of fun. It really was.
It was a really good time. There were 6.5 million Guardians created. That sounds pretty accurate.
Yep.
I was surprised it wasn't more because there was 4.6 million players.
Yeah, that means that like half of those guys made more than one Guardian.
I made
potentially.
3.
You made 3.
Greg made 3. I know D made 3. I know a lot of people that actually made 3. I know Rick made 3. There's a lot of people that did, so you could get a taste of every single class. So I was surprised it actually wasn't a little higher for that. For the Guardians that were created. But 850,000 concurrent players on a Saturday.
Not sure which Saturday that was, but
Probably the last one.
yeah, probably.
If that's the highest statistic, they did like a special thing on Saturday.
when everybody had it. Yeah,
Right.
when it was open, like it was open to everybody.
88 million games were played.
Yep.
It was out for 2 weeks, and 88 million games were played on this. 3.7 billion kills in story, and 164 million deaths.
It's a nice kill-death ratio right there.
That's pretty good. That means that
Good job, guys.
We're getting better. Well, it's also the story
That's
mode.
the story mode. I know. Yeah.
You know, so you can't really. Now that being said, here you go. 850,000 concurrent players on a Saturday. Speaking of, the one Saturday within that 2-hour time limit that you could go to a moon, 850,000 players visited the moon.
It's like every single person went to the moon.
Every single person just decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to the moon.
Yeah, which was awesome.
And that was really cool. It sucks that you got kicked from me and Dean's play.
Yeah, I did eventually get to play it though.
Right, you did, and me and Dean, and that was really, I think that the reason I love that area was just there was an ending part that really showed you how you're going to have to use teamwork to play that. So I really like that.
Almost at 200, guys. 200 is Pterodactyl Andrew.
On average, people spent 20% of their time in the tower. I'll tell you what, one of the funnest, like most entertaining parts was us just goofing around in the tower. You weren't there for a lot of it, but me, Greg, Dean. I don't think Dean was in there as much in the tower, but there was a lot of us that were just like messing around with poles. We had a couple pictures of us all chilling on the edge of the, struts or whatever.
That's what makes it feel like an MMO. Like
I
the people
love it.
dancing and like sitting and like hanging out. That's what makes it feel like an MMO.
What's
It's
great
really
is
easy to add more stuff like that as the game
Oh, I
progresses.
hope they do.
Especially with like the 10-year plan that they put out for
I'll be
Destiny.
not to. Well, never mind. I don't want to give them any ideas.
Okay.
Too many ideas.
But that being said, too, 777,000 people use the Destiny mobile app. So I don't know if you guys did get to use that. It was actually pretty encompassing. It was pretty cool to have.
Yeah.
You were able to change your stuff. You were able to watch your stats on the fly. So I actually liked it. So overall, it was a pretty successful beta. It's
Very successful beta, I would say.
I
Not
would
pretty
say it's-
successful.
Yeah.
Is Justin Thoreau in 6 Feet Under?
No, he's in the leftovers.
Yeah.
Justin Thoreau is the main guy, the chief. Real quick, would you mind reading off the yellow tees?
The yellow tees. Joe Rocco.
These are our Twitch ads.
Oh, I think Wieners already was friends with you.
We'll see.
Yeah, he was.
Wieners for you. Fine. We'll read it again. Hood 543 and Alex Bustos 98.
Those are our Twitch hearts, guys. Thank you so much. Once again, Wieners for you, Hood 543, Alex Busto, and Joe Renko. Also, thank you to Fallback
for son.
for our PSN friend request, and also thank you to Bruno for subscribing to us. No, Bruno Filizola, something like that. Bruno, Rickster, and Michael Herrera all subscribe to us on YouTube.
That name sounds really familiar, Michael Herrera.
Yeah, he called in once.
Okay, that's who. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you guys for subscribing to us on YouTube. Really appreciate
See,
that.
we remember you guys.
We do.
No, we remember.
love you guys.
No, we remember most of them.
Yeah, we try to. A lot of guys are repeat viewers, and that helps us to remember. But all you guys are awesome. We're really appreciative of you guys being here. So thanks for stopping
We
in.
talk about you during the week.
We do. We
Time
really
for
do.
Kristen news.
We'll be like, oh, we missed so and so this week. Where were they? I hope
Like we
they're
found
okay.
Celtics fan yesterday.
Jason was back.
Jason was back. I would love Jason to come into this too. I don't know why he hasn't been in the main level up show, but
That's too cool for us now.
too cool for school. Go ahead.
Oh, that was not cool.
Yeah, that was really lame.
Uncharted 4: A Thief's End will retain the lighthearted feel of the series. Contrary to what many gamers were thinking after the dark and ominous vibes, the Uncharted 4's reveal trailer, the game will still be a lighthearted romp, according to Naughty Dog. Co-president Evan Wells has this to say. Oh, I was going to try and do Sebastian, but I'm
You should
not.
try to change up the accent.
I should.
She can't.
I need to practice this, though. Uncharted is a completely different franchise and appeals to its audience for completely different reasons. I don't think The Last of Us marks a new direction and tone that all of our future games are going to take on. We'd alienate a lot of our Uncharted fans. We want to keep it a light-hearted romp. I think from a technical standpoint, we've learned some things from The Last of Us that will feed into Uncharted. In fact, it strengthens our desire to keep them distinct.
Distinct.
You know what? I'm happy about this.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm happy about this because the original trailer did kind of give it like, what is going on here?
Everybody was
so much
like,
darker.
oh my god, this is going to be so intense.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think people were kind of nervous that with Neil Druckmann and Bruce Straley kind of taking over, that they were going to darken it up like Last of Us style, and that's not what Uncharted is. Last of Us is dark. Uncharted is more lighthearted. It goes into dark territory. He
I
murders
killed 350 people.
He murders a ton of people, but
Watch me stumble around.
it's still pulp action adventure. It's a fun game. They need to retain the lighthearted feel. So I'm happy that they're saying this. It needs to separate itself from The Last of Us. That's
I
important.
should learn a Morgan Freeman voice.
You don't need to worry about how many people he's killed when he's just tripping over himself and everything's collapsing around him.
Yes, exactly.
He's like the unluckiest person to be around.
He really is. Everything breaks.
I would hate to walk down the street next to Nathan Drake because something is going to fall or
A
explode.
helicopter's gonna fly through
in
in
his
front of you
immediate
and blow up the
vicinity.
building.
Like guaranteed.
Diarrhea Jason says that he wants Kristen as his GPS voice.
You can actually do that though. They give you scripts and you can record like different.
Oh my god,
all
that
the
would be
different commands.
hilarious.
It won't like get into the specific name places, but you can like.
Turn
Diary
right.
Jason, that may come true.
Turn right.
What did I just
Yeah,
do?
right. What was
This
that
is gonna
thing?
be
The
bad.
purge? Was the purge thing I say?
The purge shall commence.
The purge shall commence.
It's different every
We're all
time.
gonna die.
It's different
The
every time.
purge. The
Yeah,
purge.
right? She can never just retain one accent. But guys, Skype is now live. Please Skype us at the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces.
Buddy.
We can talk about any of the news stories we've already discussed. We've done 6 so far on Uncharted, on Destiny, on Assassin's Creed.
Is Uncharted a good game?
Yes, Uncharted is a very good game that you never played. You really should get into that series, man. It's really good. Nine Fox, if we are IGN, I want to be M-Dog. M-Dog, I think, is Mitchell Morgan, right? Who we
Yes,
trust
not to be-
implicitly.
Right. Not to be confused with Mike Mitchell.
Not to be confused with Mike Mitchell, who watched one of my streams recently, which was pretty cool.
Are you talking about Greg Miller?
No, Mike Mitchell is another guy at IGN. He's just like, I think he's a freelance writer for IGN, but he stopped into my Swapper stream, which was really cool. And also messaged me afterward. That was
When
pretty
is
cool.
your secret caller calling you?
11:30 is when the secret caller calls in. Or actually, we'll probably call him just to make it easier.
Oh, it's him.
It's a him. I gave it away.
Oh, we were
no.
already telling people who it is.
What was it?
I thought we were already telling people.
Yeah, it's in the description, I think.
Right. So I'm like, I don't know why it's.
I think it doesn't say in this description, but I think it says on like Twitter and stuff. It sent out the special guest. Guys, Skype is live. I hope the Mad Max game is something
looks
like the
Last of Us
Oh.
or something else.
Mad Max movie trailer was pretty awesome. I finally watched it. Mark.
Is it good?
Yeah, it really does
Alright,
look
I'll
good.
watch it.
Oh man.
Yeah, it looks like a cool
Drop it.
game.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Nate Dogg.
Drop it.
I don't know. These game tie-ins are never good.
No, that's
I mean-
not always true.
Not always true.
Name a good movie and game tie-in.
Toy Story 3.
What?
Yeah, it was awesome.
I don't think it was that good. was
Okay,
it?
something
Yeah,
that's not a
really
kid's
good.
game.
Yeah, really. I can't think of like a movie.
I think of Resident Evil. Awful. G.I. Joe. Terrible.
Hey, Greg, how you doing, man?
Like.
Hi there,
yours.
friends. It's the Level Up Show. We haven't done this in a while, but I'm singing and stuff, and we're all hanging out and leveling up.
You look like you're in heaven.
Thank you. I'm always in heaven when I'm watching you guys.
Oh, it's my
Aw.
son.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. So this is what we're gonna do. I have 3 things. Number 1, everyone get excited for the special guest. Woohoo! Number
Woohoo.
2,
Yeah.
Resident Evil Remake. Are we happy about it or not?
No.
I don't
Yes.
think we're necessarily. I just think it's unnecessary. What do you think?
I mean, like you said, when I ranked them all, I ranked that, I think it was 3rd, because I still love Resident Evil 0. I'd love for them to port that one only because I
No,
have...
Zero was bad and should feel bad.
0 was so good!
Zero was so bad. It brought in like, why are there slugs now? Why can't we just
I
have
know.
zombies? This is the
But
worst.
Rebecca Chambers, think of it.
Okay, Rebecca Chambers. That's one. Billy disappears. We never see from him ever again. What?
But I know, I cried.
Hey,
Mark,
I'm an
I'll
escaped
hold you,
criminal.
Mark. I
Just
won't hold
kidding.
you, I
You don't have to worry about me ever again. Zero was a clusterfuck. And
I'm
it
so
made
lost
no
right now.
I have no
sense.
idea what's
You
going
should.
on.
You should be. This is how bad Zero is. They're
It's
lost.
not. Mark,
Drew,
I'll
do I-
hold you. I'll hold you when I come back to Jersey. It's gonna be fine.
Okay, so you're happy though, Greg.
And third one. So, was anyone else kind of excited when you heard that The Last of Us crew was taking over Uncharted? I kind of wanted them to go darker with this one.
I'm sure it's called a Thief's End. I mean, it's going to be a little darker, I think. But as long as it retains some of that lighthearted feel, it can't go all out Last of Us, like depression and like somber and just, it can't go that far with it. It's got to have the lighthearted quippiness and all that kind of stuff going.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go full on leftovers with it. Hashtag selling stuff. Hashtag spoilers. Watch that show. But whatchamacallit, I was kind of excited for them to do that. Do you think they're going to kill Nathan Drake?
No, I don't think so.
So
I don't think so either.
I
I
don't-
feel like they're gonna give it back to like either Sony Bend or give it to someone else and maybe make it something. But how long would you think they would go until they made a new Uncharted game then?
Oof. I think that you'll probably get another maybe not Vita, but whatever comes after Vita. If they do another one, if not that, then it'll go back to PS4. But I think you'll have at least a 2-year break, maybe 3 years, because maybe they'll get another new IP between Uncharted and whatever the Uncharted 5 is or something like that. But they have 2 teams, you know?
Yeah,
they
sure.
don't have to go right to Uncharted 5. They can have the second team who might be working on The Last of Us or a new IP. There's going to be something in between Uncharted and Uncharted 5.
Yeah, for sure.
Greg,
All right,
dance.
what do you think? What was that?
Just dance for a second.
Dance on me, baby. Dance on me, baby. I love to dance with my friend. Dance with my friend.
Can I say one
what the
other
hell
thing to
is this
Greg?
gonna-
Dance,
going
monkey,
on?
dance!
Hey, Greg.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, Greg, Dad.
Greg, it looks like you are the baby Jesus. Like, it looks like you're in heaven right now. It's just so bright behind you.
I can see your hate. Oh, I do
No, yeah, don't sing. Don't
I'm
sing.
sorry. Nobody's saying, even though I have the voice of an angelic baby Jesus.
Oh,
Okay.
Greg, are you in your pajamas?
Am I in my pajamas? No, I'm in my Yoo-Hoo shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice
I just got a shirt actually. It said, my grandma got it for me, so this shows like how close I am to my grandma. It says, ain't nobody got time for that. And she goes, as soon as I saw it, I thought of you, Gregory. I'm like, Grandma, what? But yeah, I don't know what that means. Does that mean I'm like a toothless black woman that is on the news all the time? I don't know what that means.
I don't know
got
what that
lost
means
in my
either.
love for
We got to move on though, man. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Bye, Gregory.
See you, Greg.
Bye.
Bye, son.
And also thank you to T-Money250 for your friend request.
Okay, so real quick about the Resident Evil thing again.
Okay.
One last time.
Now that Greg's not here to argue.
How have the last? Well, not like
I'm
Greg.
kidding.
It's not about Zero. It was mostly to Drew's comment. Just like, is it necessary? How have like the last 2 Resident Evil games gone? Like 5 and 6.
5 and 6 were not the best.
They've tried to reproduce 4. They haven't done well. It's not horror anymore. This is a chance for Resident Evil to come back to current consoles with a horror aspect.
With a horror.
With like an actual horror aspect.
Well,
Yeah.
When
So-
is a game too many? Just like you said, they could focus on new IPs.
They
The
should.
thing is, they probably have a
They
pretty small
should.
team working on this. I mean, I would have to
It's an
imagine.
update.
It's just an update. It's already on GameCube. It's you know,
Yeah.
it's just 480p up to 1080p. Some
It's
you
not
know.
like they're adding machine guns.
Yeah. It's not that. It's not
wait,
too big
I'm
of a
sorry.
change,
I
right?
think that they did in Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, they did.
So-
You're right, they did. And everyone hates Resident Evil 6.
Yeah,
so
but at
there-
least
there
it
you
was.
go.
I mean, I feel like the best one is Operation Raccoon City.
All right, we got to hurry up, guys. We're gonna fall behind here.
I want one of its hats.
We're gonna fall behind.
You tried.
Shut off the Skype, guys. We're moving on to segment number 3. We had 2 PlayStation Gamescom teasers that were revealed this past week, and they're building a lot of curiosity. One showed a snowflake being hit by blood. The other one showed an axe hitting a tree stump and that cracking ice around it. Both teasers ended with hashtag PlayStation GC, which is PlayStation Gamescom, of course. So something's coming this week about whatever this game is going to be. A lot of people are assuming it's got to be Until Dawn, because Until Dawn was revealed for PS3 several years back. It's a B-movie type horror game set in the winter in like a cabin. But even the cover art for Until Dawn, when they first revealed it, was like a flashlight in the snow with blood around it. So it really seems like this is what Until Dawn is going to be. The rumor is, though, that it's going to incorporate Project Morpheus now, which I think is really cool because I like the idea of survival horror and horror games using virtual reality. I think they go hand in hand. I think that's going to really work out well. So, what if it weren't Until Dawn though? Like, what could it possibly be? Could it be Resident Evil 7? Is that possible?
I was thinking actually more so. I don't even know what I was
It seems horror based, right? Like blood in the snow. It kind of feels a little horror. That's why maybe Resident Evil 7. There was a logo like leaked for Resident Evil 7 not that long ago.
Yeah.
Why haven't we seen it yet? It's possible, right? So
Yeah.
that's the only other horror game I can really think of that makes sense. Oh,
Maybe it's Media Molecule's new game.
no, Ben Studios. Ben Studios is working on a survival horror game right now. Remember, I kept saying my rumor,
That's right,
my
yeah,
prediction for Gamescom is that they're going to reveal their new IP. So maybe Ben Studios' horror game has some tie to winter and stuff. That could be a possibility too. I still think probably 99% chance it's going to be Until Dawn, but gotta wait and see, guys. I think Gamescom starts tomorrow, right? Or is it later in the week? It's definitely this week.
I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesday. So yeah, look forward to that.
More in the news of why the US is awesome. Sony has been sued over Killzone Shadowfall resolution. Killzone Shadowfall, for those that don't remember, it was advertised to have a 1080p native resolution, and this was what really got people on the hype for it.
Yeah.
Everybody excited for both single player and the multiplayer game. However, the game actually is rendered at 960 by 1080, and upscaling called temporal upscaling to fake the 1080 resolution. The result is surprisingly effective and fooled almost everyone into thinking it was actually a 1080p resolution game.
Do you remember that?
But it clearly wasn't.
Do you remember when that story came out?
Oh,
And
yeah.
no one, even Digital Foundry, they had to go back and look at the footage to see that it was. We're at 205. They had to go back and see that it was not 1080p like native because it really fooled
Right, they
everyone.
actually
Was
had
that
to go
good?
back and be like, all right, yeah.
All right, guys, gotta keep my promise. Pterodactyl Andrew, 200. Ah. All right.
I have big news.
What?
Big news?
No, Greg just bought me a giraffe hat with pockets.
Awesome! She wants
Wait,
hats. She wants costumes.
Where do hats have pockets?
It
They
hangs down
have
ears.
like long ears, and you put your hands
You
in
can
them.
put your hands in them.
Oh my god,
Just like the
I'm
new
so
hats.
excited!
But let me talk about this a little bit. Temporal upscaling. Do you know what that is? What it actually is that it's 960 by 1080, and every other pixel they're looking at the previous frame.
Right, it's basically how it's essentially 1080i.
Yeah, kind of. It's like an interlace.
It's essentially the exact same thing.
It's it's actually calculating what those pixels should be based off of previous
That's
images.
what 1080i is.
But it works so surprisingly well that everyone was fooled, and that makes people think that this actually had to be a pretty tech-heavy thing for them to incorporate. It probably used a lot of like RAM.
Gee, I
and
wonder
stuff.
why it was 48 gigs or whatever it was.
So I think this was a great solution to doing 1080p and really showing it off. The question comes is if this guy has a case here, because is this native 1080p? What defines native? Because it is displaying all the pixels that should be.
Native is exactly what it is. It's a true 1080. So basically, by asking what represents that, is basically saying what's the difference between 1080i and 1080p.
Yeah.
Would you go out of your way and buy a 1080i TV if it was similar to a 1080p one?
I mean, I agree with what you're saying. It definitely isn't 1080p, but I wouldn't say it's 1080i either because you can tell the difference between 1080i and 1080p. 1080i is more similar to 720p than it is to 1080p.
So 720p or 1080i is 720p, filling in those frames.
Yeah, exactly.
With guesstimated, signal.
That's what I'm saying, and I can tell a big difference though between 1080i and 1080p, and that's what I'm saying is that Killzone Shadowfall fooled me.
It's right, but
It really did look
So here's the
1080p.
thing: it's not the same. They shouldn't have advertised it as that. And I feel like that's why a lot of the other games that are coming out and saying it's not full 1080p, I respect them more for that. However, what's the most ridiculous part, and this is why I said America is awesome, a California man is now suing for over $5 million on the grounds that false advertisement saying Sony used a shortcut to provide subjectively similar results. Dude.
He's not going to get anywhere with this.
Why? But why even start?
I don't know.
Like, what firm feels that they have the I don't know.
We'll see what happens. Maybe he'll get some money, but he's not getting $5 million.
How successful are patent trolls in this country? I mean,
Yeah, that's
true.
when
got a point there.
when it comes down to judges understanding technology, you can't trust them because they don't get it.
Right.
There's just this massive disconnect. And
I'll find out where they're having proceedings,
It's a
and I'll
pain in
go
the
in as a
ass.
guest, and they'll be like, dude, I'm a gamer, I don't give a shit, you're a twat.
Solid Fox challenges Andrew to a duel for the pretty lady.
Oh, jeez.
I think you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
he already won.
Yeah, I think I won. I married her.
Game
set match.
over.
Boom! Set match.
Game over. All right, sorry. Go ahead. Your story.
Should I just do a regular voice?
Yeah, I would do regular with this one.
Because it's really distracting. New study finds video games are beneficial to children. Interesting. A new study from Oxford University found that a moderate amount of video game play each day is actually good for children. 5,000 children between the ages of 10 and 15 play for varying hours per day. The study states young people who engage in a little video game playing were associated with being better adjusted than those who had never played or who were on video games for 3 hours or more. Those who played video games for less than a half hour were stupid. No, I lied. Were associated with the highest levels of sociability and were most likely to say that they were satisfied with their lives. They also appeared to have fewer friendship and emotional problems and reported less hyperactivity than the other groups.
So the lesson here is that, you know, the right range supposedly is right around that 1 hour or a little bit less than 1 hour. It sounds like if you're above 3 hours, that's especially bad. And no, I'm sure no play isn't that, like, I don't think that's going to really cause any flags. But they're saying here that 1 hour play was actually made for the children to be more well adjusted. I can understand it, especially as far as, like, it works your cognitive abilities, I would say, playing games for sure. I think that it helps with development of your mind, I would imagine, especially if you start from a young age. I would think. But
That's my hat.
nice, great. That's our hat there. That's gonna be awesome. But you know, damn, where was I gonna go with that? Damn it, I lost my train of thought because the giraffe hat took over my mind. I can't think of what I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, okay, so you were saying that everything in kind of like moderation. The kids playing the games, it does work for mental abilities. Just
Oh, and I was just gonna say, on the brunt of so many stories about video
talking
games
about the
being
swap,
bad, I just thought it's nice to hear a story that says video games are good for children.
The whole video games being bad is so stupid. Every time new technology comes out, people harp on that being the cause of all the problems in society. When the radio came out, the fucking radio comes out, and people are saying, this is going to be the downfall of society. The fucking radio! Are you kidding me? There's one in every car.
Cell
And you still
phones
use
went
it.
through with cell phones.
TVs went through it.
Yeah.
Oh god, you can watch something in black and white. This is a nightmare.
Speed Demon.
I mean, shut up and get over it.
Yeah. But yeah, as you were saying, the Swapper is a good example, though, of a game that really works your cognitive abilities, and I think would help in the development of I don't know what you'd call it.
There's a lot more There's a lot of games out there that aren't necessarily like graphic and violent. If parents are complaining about Call of Duty, don't buy it for them. The kids can't buy it
Or
themselves.
put parental controls on your system. It's pretty simple, actually. Parental
People are
controls
afraid
are
of
not.
things they don't understand.
Yes. Okay, guys, we're gonna open up the Skype lines once again. Please call in. We'll take one call
Chat with us.
and chat with us too. Well, we're looking at the chat room.
Tell us what your favorite Resident Evil is.
Yeah, that too. GTA is the best for kids. I disagree.
Hey man, there's a lot of
Ghost is in
creativity
here
that
now.
goes into it.
Hey, Daryl, how you doing, man?
welcome,
Hey,
Ghost.
Ghost!
Virtual reality could be
I
a small
heart you too,
downfall.
Rick.
Virtual reality could be a little scary if people become addicted to it. I could understand, but there's always addiction to anything, right?
That never happens. Like,
Yeah.
if you're blind and...
Yes. Right.
Sorry.
You're going to enjoy these virtual smells.
I don't know. I just think if it's as immersive as it might be, it might really get people sucked into these worlds and stuff like that, even more than like an
Isn't that-
MMO does and stuff like that.
Isn't that like the whole premise of like the Dot Hack anime series?
Yeah, I think you're right. It might be. Yeah.
It's a world that you can go in and inhabit, and it's not just computer controls.
Yeah.
And some people get really into it, and other people are just kind of like, whatever.
I mean, if it probably won't happen this
Hardcore
generation, but if it gets to a point where it's almost indistinguishable from your normal life, then that could be kind of weird.
Falcon lover
Aw.
saying too many 8-track listening can be harmful.
Ghost was sitting in a room called
Friggin'
Level Up
8-tracks.
Show. That's why he wasn't in here.
Oh,
What do you mean?
I don't know. How did that
He
happen?
didn't put in the, I guess.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Oh, okay.
Womp, womp, womp. Well, welcome,
Trump
Ghost.
on
We're glad you're here now. We got the lines open on Skype, guys. It's a Level Up show, spelled exactly how it sounds. Please call in. We'd like to take at least one call.
Aww.
We're getting close to our special call. We're going to do one more news segment, and then we're going to try and see if we can get this working. I'm going to try and get it up on the TV screen if possible.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm going to try and use the Skype on the computer instead. We'll see.
Cool.
We'll see how it works. It might not work. If not, we'll just use the
I don't know why it
audio.
wouldn't.
Yeah, I think it'll work.
Yes, you
Yes.
mad bro. You
Yeah.
can't use Twitch and play a game and music. Well, you can do it,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and anybody live will be able to listen to you.
Yeah, but your archive.
Your archival is going to mute it, and so if anybody wants to watch a past episode, we host our stuff for past episodes. It kind of sucks for us. I guess most streamers, not necessarily,
Yeah.
because how many people are really archiving things? If you can rip it immediately,
Yeah.
a lot of people are YouTube.
That's the thing is, I wonder how quickly it's going to flag it. Like, if I get on right tonight and just immediately start exporting to YouTube, I wonder if I can get it out before any flag could happen.
Without looking at the chat
Yeah.
and without Kristen saying it, what do you think that Greg's middle name would be if you had to guess? Because I am really confused
well,
now.
Is it girly?
Huh?
Is it girly?
No, not at all. It just doesn't fit his name, I don't think.
Greg, Aaron.
No, it's not that. But keep in mind his last name's Berger, so just say the name together. Because I'm sorry, buddy, it doesn't fit.
Greg, Jeremy Verga. I don't know.
No.
Greg, Timothy Verga. I don't know.
It doesn't. To me, it doesn't flow very well.
Oh.
But Greg Paul Verga.
Okay.
Gregory Paul Verga. That's nice.
I don't know.
Paul is like a one-syllable word. It kind of, yeah, I know what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
I don't find many middle names with one syllable, actually. No, mine is, and it actually works well. Andrew James Midori works well, right?
I'm Kristen Marie.
Marie's too. What are you? What's everyone's middle names here?
Oh, I should have been on the spot.
David, yeah. No, this should not have been on the spot. It's too quick.
Hey, what's your middle name? Also, what's your social security number?
Greg says he hates his middle name. What is your sister's middle name,
I like
Greg?
my middle name.
Yeah, yours works well. I think James. I like
Everyone,
James as
tell
well.
me your middle name.
Yeah, do it, and then your social security number.
Wait.
Oh, I have a
yours
mystery.
is David. What's yours?
Steven.
Michael Steven and Mark David. Oh, Mark David.
Oh.
That's your Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we just advertised. Thanks, Kristen.
Find me on Facebook.
Mom,
Thank you.
Derek is John. Derek John.
So I have a
DJ.
mystery. I have a mystery
Okay.
that no one here will ever guess, I don't think.
Okay.
All right, I'm pretty sure you guys know. I'm adopted.
Yeah.
Right. So that's nothing new. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I knew that.
So, but yeah, so I'm adopted.
I know who your parents are.
That's weird because I don't know who my parents are.
Mark knew that.
See if anybody can ever guess my original first name. You don't have to do it tonight.
Wait, your real name's not Mike?
Mike's not your original first name?
This
I was
is
not-
really
This is mind blowing. Mike's name is not Mike. That's not how he was born.
God!
Oh my god, this is crazy.
Oh my
this blew my
God.
mind, guys. What do you think Mike's real name is?
Have we gone through the looking glass?
Oh
What?
my God!
Okay. Johnny
Come on,
Antonio is Juhi. All right, guys, we're not getting any calls.
Please tell us.
No, then we're gonna let
It's
people
gonna be
guess
a
for
corrupt
once.
mystery. I'm only gonna tell people when they actually guess it.
What a twist!
Mike's
Oh
real
my
name
God.
was Michael.
Yeah.
That's Mike. Calvin. Someone thinks you're Calvin.
You'll never
His
guess
name
it.
is star. I don't know.
No, my name is like
Jay.
Cock.
Joffrey.
Joffrey.
No, race her.
All right, because we gotta
No,
make
I
sure
don't want
we
anything
finish by
that-
11:30, so we're gonna have to move on, guys.
Doesn't-
Let's move on to our last news segment.
Nope. It's gonna be more fun that way.
Is that a birth certificate?
Got some bad news, guys,
Yes.
for Mass Effect fans. The creator left BioWare. Casey Hudson was the creative director on the series and was with BioWare for 16 years. And he had this to say: after what already feels like a lifetime of extraordinary experiences, I have decided to hit the reset button and move on from BioWare. I'll take a much needed break, get perspective on what I really want to do with the next phase of my life, and eventually take on a new set of challenges. This is without a doubt the most difficult decision of my career. Hudson didn't just have part in Mass Effect, though. He worked on other BioWare series, such as Neverwinter Night, and he also worked on Knights of the Old Republic. So he's had his hand in a lot of great series. He also finally said development for the next Mass Effect game is well underway, with stunning assets and playable build that prove the team is ready to deliver the best Mass Effect experience to date, and the Dragon Age Inquisition team is putting the final touches on a truly ambitious title with some of the most beautiful visuals I've seen in a game. So he's trying to reassure people that his leave is not going to affect these games. He's got faith in his team. He was the creative director, so it's always sad when that happens. Amy Hennig, when she left as creative director, it causes a little bit of a fuss. It's like, who's going to come in and take over that role, and is that going to have effect on the vision, that the original creative director had?
Right, but he did say it's all set in motion. The gears are already set, so they could easily just go with what was already planned out and go with it. I feel like, I think if I remember right, the majority of the team is the same original team that was there from Mass Effect 2. I feel like they had any new change or anything like that. So I feel like this team has an idea of where they want to go.
The only big change is that EA bought BioWare. And that was the only big change that happened between 2 and 3. That really, a lot of people think.
So the only thing that could really change is that you're going to have to pay for every time you get up the level.
Or it may be exclusive to EA access. Right. We'll see what happens. That would be... I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like Mass Effect 4 being exclusive to EA access, but I think the Mass Effect trilogy remastered, that wouldn't be a bad idea on EA access.
I feel like this is the most talked about thing we've ever, it's so rapid succession, I can't follow any of it.
It's trending.
It's trending. Love show.
Uncle Fester.
What's Mike's
If you
real
guys
name?
don't know, Mike's original name, his birth name is not Mike. We never knew this. This is blowing all of our minds.
Is it
Francis.
Francis?
Nope.
Is it Charles Richard?
I'm going to tell you right now,
Vincent?
likely you will never guess it. I
Guys,
only
just
had
keep
one
guessing.
person that guessed it within an hour.
Frank.
Wow.
Usually I had to tell people after a couple days.
Can you give us a clue? What does it start
Zach.
No.
with? How many?
No clues.
How many letters is it?
Nope, no clues.
Come on, give us one clue.
Oh, okay. If no one gets it by the end of the episode, if no one...
Coral! That kills people!
Although I think my favorite so far is Dave's.
So Mike is alive.
Mike's original name is Cletus. I think that's my favorite one.
All right, Mike, you're up. Go on.
Uncle Buck.
We heard about this
Uncle
yesterday,
Buck.
and I
We
looked
did.
into it.
And yeah, we looked into it a little bit more. I'm surprised we didn't see it before, but I think it's because normally when we get stories like these, we don't really give them too much.
I'm gonna pull
This is not on IGN. This
Right,
is not on
any
sites.
large, major site. This is something that was just found on Reddit. But supposedly there is a new PS4 UI potentially shown off. It's going to show off a new, cleaner, and more visually appealing setup that will add folders to the main menu. One of the images shows a My Favorite Games folder within 4 games inside of it, which then can be opened up and changed around to create a new line of games, which would be interesting. Another image shows a new trophy notification along with a PS button icon that opens a trophy menu when pressed, displaying information about that trophy that you just earned.
That's something that Xbox One already does.
Right, which is all.
Which is a good idea.
Right, I
I
don't
should
know
add that.
why they haven't done that yet.
It would be cool to be able to just press a button and see the stats on that trophy, the
Exactly.
rarity, the information, all that good stuff.
Does Dave Glickman know?
Huh?
Does Glickman know?
I don't think so.
You
I
keep
think
this
I
secret
told
from a
him-
lot of people.
I think I told him, but I don't think he's the type of guy that wouldn't remember.
This is killing me.
Finally, there are images showing the new invite system. When the notification pops up on screen, you press the PS button, that would bring up an invite with an accept or decline.
This looks
option.
really cool, and
So
what makes
that
me
would be
think
really
this isn't real, because it's too good to be true in my
Right.
opinion. Because they actually have a video. Someone, I don't know if it's real or if it's a mock-up, but you get a little invitation at the top of the screen. Press the PS button. The entire left part of the screen kind of like sends out a little panel that's transparent. Looks really nice, real clean. It shows the person who invited you, and it has a little accept decline. You press accept, and you immediately jump into that person's game. It's like seamless. It seems almost too good to be true. But
Right.
we can hope. It looks awesome.
Right, and you guys gotta keep in mind too. Yeah, when it was brought up last night, we didn't really know anything about it. And like we said at the beginning, it's not supported by any other major news network or anything like that revolving around games. It was just something on Reddit. This is something that could easily be created, and mocked up, in Photoshop or any of the like, or just create a fake UI that looks similar to it and do it on a computer.
I think when I looked into it, this was on a site that I'd never heard of, and it was sent into them by a user. So I have no idea why we're trusting this, but it does look good.
It's
We
just
can hope
it's
real.
interesting to talk about, so it's just something that should be brought up. What?
Or I think your keyboard might be low on battery.
Why?
Did you press backspace? It's just typing exclamation point over and over
Turn it
again.
off real quick.
Yeah, turn off your keyboard and turn it back on maybe. I think our stream might have reset a little bit. I think people kind of came out and now coming back in. Sorry if that happened, guys, but welcome back if you're joining the show again. What do you got going on with the raffle? I see there's a raffle.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a raffle
for Mike's name.
The winner will get to decide Mike's name.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay, we got a raffle. Whoever wins gets to decide Mike's name. All right, guys, we're not taking Skype calls right now. I can see on my computer that we're getting
Lance is
Skype calls.
saying it was confirmed fake. So I have no idea. This is something that we just added in here because it was brought up last night.
I would not be surprised at all if it's fake. It
We
does look nice,
automatically assumed it was fake. So.
Yeah, kind of, yes. Kristen, you're up with the final story.
Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy
Kratos.
Kratos.
Destiny beta stats will officially not transfer to the full
Wait, really?
game.
Because I heard that they could transfer over. I got told officially that they could.
No, you're wrong.
Because we're a major stream that is important. And
Stop it.
It has been rumored for quite a while now, but the question of whether Destiny will transfer beta characters over to the full game on September 9th has been answered with a simple no. The characters have already been erased. This includes weapons, character customizations, experience, and levels. According to Bungie, the vaults have been cleared out. Beta characters were in a strange shape that would be confusing at best, broken at worst.
So, yeah, guys, I don't think we expected this.
No.
But your beta character
I think you could pretty much have guessed this. I think you could pretty much have seen this coming from every news network was coming at, except for maybe one. And yeah. So.
Yeah, it makes sense that these wouldn't be included. We'll open up the lines real quick. I think we have enough time for one or two calls. Probably one.
Benjamin.
Before we move on to our special caller.
No.
So guys, I just opened up the Skype lines. Please call in if you would like to talk about any of the 12 news stories we just discussed. Let's do a little, we talked about Destiny beta stats and also your character not transferring over, the potential new PS4 UI, Mass Effect creator leaving BioWare, Sony being sued over Killzone, Uncharted 4 retaining a happy feel, Go Lucky, Assassin's Creed Rogue.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Adrian! What was that you thought it was?
Don't
maybe?
make me look like this.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No one named it?
I'm telling you right now, I am going to guarantee you, I'm going to lay this challenge down, I am going to guarantee no one in here will guess my name.
Jebediah.
Nope.
Billy?
And it's Jedediah, there's a D.
What, is it like
It's not
an
Jed,
old
there's no
school
such
name?
name.
Cheng? Stetson?
No,
Tank?
it's Jedediah.
Yeah, how many
Zengi?
syllables? How many
Zengi.
syllables?
I'm not saying how many syllables.
Oh my god, we need some.
Patrick, Stewie,
Really?
No one's
Everyone
gonna pay
around
attention
is
to anything
Jedediah.
else, Blue.
Eric?
I mean, yeah, there is a Jedediah.
This is going to be a long. I'm hoping this goes on for a while.
Months and months and months.
Oh my
Episode
God.
50 is
This
when
is
Mike
my
reveals-
Mark's beanie.
Our anniversary episode is when Mike will reveal
I can't wait
his
that
name.
long. I'm gonna tickle you. Tell me.
Are you sure, Nate Dogg?
What did Nate
Ridley.
Dogg say?
Nate Dogg is saying that the stream's been turned off. But we're getting a bunch of other comments from people still, so I think it might just be his stream.
Nate
Well,
Dogg,
I think-
refresh.
I think
refresh your
just
page.
I think everybody just needs a refresh. So.
Yeah, I think we might have bottomed out. Just refresh your page if it stopped working for you. Hopefully we come back. It seems like everybody's still in here.
Patrick, Stewie, Eric, Ripley, Bart, Bruce, Ted, Wilson, Jeffrey, Homer, Zachary,
We got a Skype call.
Oh,
apparently.
yeah, Skype's
Elmer.
is going off.
Mark Hess, let's call him back.
Alright.
Mark, we're calling you, man. Hopefully it works. There we go. Okay. Pick up the phone. The call is free.
Hello.
Hey, Mark, how you doing, man?
Hey, pretty good.
You are on the Level Up Show. What do you want to talk about tonight?
I just opened up your show. I missed a lot of what was being talked about, but you know, I kind of had a question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
About Homefront 2.
Okay.
Do you know anything about it, or
Yeah,
is it
Homefront
just,
Revolution, I think it's what it's called,
Yeah, it
right?
was Hope for Revolution. It was supposed to be set in Philly. I mean, I say it was. I don't know. The problem is that it's taken over by, what was the name of it? The
Deep Silver is
Deep Silver. Thank you.
Because Crytek UK was having a ton of problems. What was happening is that they weren't paying their employees. There was a good amount of people that had not received their weekly payments for like months, I think, and a lot of those developers were leaving, like abandoning ship. And then what happened was Deep Silver, caught wind of what was going on, and they decided to, I think, buy out Crytek UK and bring over a lot of those developers from Crytek UK instead of laying them off, which is great. That's really good news that happened. So I think the game is still intact. It's still going as planned, except that now Deep Silver is in control of it rather than Crytek UK.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but you know what? I remember when you first saw it, you thought it looked really good, right, Mike?
I was actually interested in it because I actually there were parts of the first one that I really liked. There was parts that I didn't like.
Yeah.
So I felt like this was going to be given maybe a little bit more credit. I feel like they heard a lot from the fans of what people didn't like because it was very common what people didn't like.
Yeah.
So I felt like if they're going forward with a secondary one, they're definitely going to be able to change some of the things they had. I was really more so even hoping for like a Freedom Fighters feel out of it. I thought that would have been really great, and that was one of my favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really looking forward, and it's again, I keep saying I was like I feel bad, but like I don't know if I can even give this any credit anymore.
Yeah, we got to see what it looks like when maybe they'll do like kind of like a little bit of a re-reveal because it's been a long time since we've seen it.
Anytime you see a company taking over development of a game before it's like, before I would say it's like, 90-95% of the way finished, it usually turns out bad. And the most commonly, thought of one is going to be Aliens.
Okay, yeah.
That was just...
South Park switched towards the end, right? That was close to the end.
I think, if I remember right, I feel like South Park was like 98% done. They just needed to finalize cover art and all that shit.
Like they needed someone to publish it.
I think it was just in the legal department. I think it was just sitting on their desk like, hey, we're ready to go. Before they did.
And Trey and Matt Parker were the minds behind that. And
right, they never left.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Homefront 2. I think hopefully it'll develop well. Hopefully this new transition over to a new developer won't bring them down at all. But we'll see.
You interested in getting it, Mark?
Oh yes, I'm a huge fan of Homefront. Speaking of, was the new Red Dawn movie kind of a rip-off to the Homefront game?
Actually, you know what's funny about that is the original Red Dawn was the biggest influence in the original Homefront game.
Yeah.
The Homefront game actually was written by the guy that made Red Dawn, as well as, what's the other one?
Is it the Warriors? Maybe?
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, okay.
He wrote, the guy that made Red Dawn, Apocalypse Now, all that. He was the guy that actually helped write all this stuff.
So you were right to feel a connection there, Mark. There is a connection.
So it was 100% based on it.
But we got to move on to our special caller, Mark. But thanks for calling in, man.
All right, yeah, thanks.
See you, Mark.
Hey, Kristen, when you're saying get me out of here, where are you going?
Get me out of here.
I don't know. Apparently you're thinking get me out of here.
All right, guys. Do we want to try and do our special call?
Yeah, we can do it.
All right, let's try this out. I'm going to try and do it on the screen here for you guys. Let's see if it works.
Are people still talking about my name?
Yes. That's all the chat's been.
That's awesome. I'm loving this so much.
Alright. Hey guys.
Hey Mike, how you doing, man?
Hey, doing good, bro.
All right. First thing I gotta say, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing us to call you. This is real special for us. This is the first time that we have somebody from the actual industry on our show, and it's really cool for us, man.
Oh, very cool.
There you are. You are on TV, man.
Sweet.
Very meta. You're on TV through TV right now.
Man, that's my
All right. And you got your virtual girlfriend back there too.
I do. She's kind of hanging out right there. Kind of
Very nice.
That's actually kind of creepy. It looks like she's ready to kill you.
I thought it was actually a real person. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a real person. Then I was like, oh wait, no, it's Mike's game. I really thought it was a real woman standing behind him, just like, hey, honey, what you doing?
That's a testament to your work, man.
There you go.
You fooled us. But Mike, I think that's a good place to start, actually. You've been in the industry, am I right, around like 15 years or so?
Dude, I've been doing it since 2001, so that's 13 years.
But now you are the founder, president of Wet Studios?
Wet Productions,
Wet Productions, and I think My Virtual Girlfriend is one of your big games right now, right?
Yeah, it's our biggest game so far. It has about 2 million downloads across the free and the paid version. 2.5 million, actually.
Wow, that's amazing. So, what's your origin story then? Like, how did you get into this? Is it something you always wanted to do, or?
Oh man, okay, so it's pretty interesting. You got a minute, right?
We have plenty of time
for this.
All right. So, I was working for. Okay, let me back up. I had a carpet cleaning business.
Okay.
I've been an artist forever, But I ended up cleaning carpet for a guy who just moved to town from Hawaii, who was working for Squaresoft on Final Fantasy VII. And so I saw this Final Fantasy artwork up on the walls of his house, and I was like, dude, you must be a Final Fantasy VII fan. That's my favorite game. And he was like, oh no, I worked on it. And I was like, really? What'd you do? And he's like, I'm an artist. And I'm like, I'm an artist. This is my carpet cleaning business. You know, I'm an artist, but I'd love to make games. And he's like, well, hey, you know, maybe we can work something out. So he kind of like, I don't want to say any names, but he hooked me up with some crack software. And so he's like, hey, just keep doing some of these just model and texture anything you can. Call me whenever you need some advice on this kind of stuff. And I keep looking up at my PS4 camera when you guys are right here. Sorry.
No, you're fine, man.
So anyway, he kind of mentored me, a little bit on the side. I'd call in once in a while and get some advice from him and stuff. And for 3 years, I just practiced steadily and just trying to really refine my skill. And I ended up just kind of self-teaching myself 3D Studio Max. And then I went to a community college just to try and see if I was missing out on anything, and took an animation course and a 3D course, and I just aced the class because I've already self-taught, so I already got to the level where I was way above the class. But in that class was an architectural firm student who was sent to the class to go recruit 3D artists for the architectural firm. So that was my first entry level into 3D art, and all the while I really wanted to get into games, but getting into games is a really high barrier to entry. Like, you have to be really phenomenal artwork to get in there. You can't be just a 3D artist. You have to be an excellent 3D artist. So I wasn't making the cut. So I was, for 3 years I'd been, trying to improve my skill set. This we're talking about since 1998 to 2001. I've been, creating my portfolio, working on my skill set, but I did work as in an architectural firm doing 3D renderings of casinos prior to getting into that job.
I think it was, did you say I think I checked out your LinkedIn and I saw that you worked on slot machines?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that right?
Yeah. That's
You've done a lot of different things. I was checking. That's what I'm saying. I kind of wanted to get into that because in your 15 years, you haven't worked on like just mobile or just console. You've been in a lot of different areas. What are some of the big console games that you have worked on?
Dude, I've worked on Call of Duty, Universe at War. These are two of the probably more popular console games. I've worked on a lot of PC games, including some of the Star Wars games, Star Wars RTS. I worked for a studio called Petroglyph for about 5 years, on and off actually, and they were doing. They're the guys from ex-Westwood Studios. So it's Mike Legg, the founder, Joe Bostic, the designer, and then Steve Tall. He was a programmer, and these three guys used to work at Westwood Studios before it closed down. When it closed down, they formed their own company, which was Petroglyph Games. And then when they first started forming together, maybe about a year and a half later, that they got the contract with LucasArts. And then their art director, Gary Cox, called me up. He said, hey, Mike, we got a small team here. There's about 9 of us. You want to come in and work for us? And I was like, hell yeah. It's like a small group, 10 people. They're working on a Star Wars RTS. And I was like, I'm there. So, and that was while I was working for the casino industry, because there was like a year of time where I was working in casinos because there was no jobs in Vegas for games.
Yeah.
So I got stuck with that, and it was a really miserable experience for me. But I pushed through it, and then I went on to Petroglyph afterwards, and continued on from there for a while.
Very nice, Mike. So now, it seems like you're more into mobile development now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so that's what I kind of want to touch on. Is there a big difference between the two? Is there a reason that you wanted to move from console to mobile? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple reasons. First of all, when you're working inside of a studio, you're kind of just going for whatever your skill set is. So I was an artist for quite some time, and that's great. I love doing art, but I have a real entrepreneurial spirit with me. I want to be able to create my own games. I want to be able to do the art of my own games, and I wanted to have that creative freedom. So always in the back of my mind, I wanted to be able to make what I wanted to make. which I couldn't do in a studio exactly. You know, you got to kind of pick a skill set and then kind of go with it.
Yeah.
You know, play that role. So that's one reason. The other reason was the instability in the industry. You know, I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard. It's just a really unstable place in a lot of instances. Studios are closing. People are moving from place to place. I had to move from Las Vegas to EA Redwood Shores in Northern California, back to Las Vegas, then to Texas, then back to Las Vegas. I mean, it's just kind of, I don't want to be real transient.
Yeah.
So I wanted to say, hey, if I'm going to have this much instability in my life, why not just take the risk and go full mobile? But I didn't transition out of the studio until my game started making money. So I'd been doing this stuff on the side, making mobile apps when iPhone became real popular, and I said, well, can I tell you the story about that? Because I got a really cool story about that.
We got plenty of time, man.
This is all your time, buddy.
Right. So back in 2003. I met this guy online. His name is William, and he was a programmer, a junior programmer who was in Brazil at the time, and he was in a polycount forum. I met him in a forum for where like game developers show off their stuff, and he was looking for an artist to help him make some kind of a little independent Tetris-like game. It was like a little Tetris clone. So I said, sure, I can supply some art for you. You know, he was requesting that, and then that kind of started us. Now, it wasn't but maybe a year later that we actually formed a company with the intent of pitching a bigger game idea to publishers. So I sold them on this game idea I had, which was called Girl Fight, which is kind of like an all-female fighting game. It was a little bit on the mature side.
Okay.
Because it was supposed to be kind of humorous, cat fight. You know, you ever seen those Miller Lite commercials where it's like, less filling tastes great, and the two girls are like pulling at each other's hairs and tops and throwing each other in the waterfall and stuff?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you know that one, right? So I kind of wanted to do a game like that. It wasn't meant to be real serious, not like a Tekken fight or anything, but just kind of funny. And so I sold him on the idea, and we kind of collaborated, and he built his own game engine over time, and I had, been doing the art for this game, and we worked online. So he was in Brazil, I was in Vegas, and for the next 8 years, we'd continue to work this way, right? And then we started the iPhone development with My Virtual Girlfriend. We never met each other, and we actually formed a business here under my name in Las Vegas. So for 8 years, we never seen each other. It was just all trust-based, teleworking back and forth, while we both held full-time jobs at other studios. And the other studios gave us the allowance to do these games on the side. So that was really cool of them. That was one thing that Petroglyph was really good about. So there's like, as long as it doesn't interfere with the work here, and as long as it doesn't compete with any games that we're doing, then go for it, dude. So anyway, I finally got to meet him back in 2011 when we both attended at GDC. By then he had moved from Brazil over to England, and he actually flew out here to the United States for the first time to attend a game developers conference with me in San Francisco. So that was really cool. So I got to meet him after 9 years later,
awesome.
my business partner.
That's
so
awesome.
he flew back, and we continue to work to this day, on games.
That is so cool, man. And that's the thing is, like, you keep talking about how long you've been in this industry. I'm kind of wondering, I'm an artist too, but I've never done 3D art like you. I'm wondering, how has it changed in the last 15 years? Did you used to do a lot of just like the concept art by hand? Like, was it always 3D? How has the software changed? Is it for the better?
Since I've been in the industry, people have been mostly doing their concept art through digital mediums and Wacom's. Wacom's have been around since 2001, or at least prior to me getting into the industry.
Okay.
But when I first got in, I didn't have a Wacom. I had a mouse, and I was trying to draw all my stuff with a mouse in Photoshop. And like all the other artists were like looking at me like, "What are you doing, man?" And I was like, "I don't get this whole pen thing. The detachment from trying to use a Wacom. There's just a little bit of a learning curve there." But I got used to it. I adapted to it, and I got used to it. Now I couldn't work with the mouse ever. But it's changed a lot, dude. I mean, there's so much like Pixelogic, ZBrush, and Mudbox, and the normal mapping and the translucent mapping and all these crazy shaders that they're putting on things nowadays in AAA games is just crazy. The amount of work that goes into a AAA game is a lot. So there's a lot of risk associated with that. Whereas in indie developer, we don't have that much risk. You know, we don't require a $50 million budget to make a game. You know, we literally just buy Unity, buy some licensing tools. By the way, although I did start out with a cracked copy of Max, I got to come straight with you. I promised myself when I did get a job in the industry that I would purchase the full version of Max, and I did.
It's good for you.
3 years later, you know, so I paid the $3,500 that it was to buy the software.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've kept up with my subscription ever since, so that's been pretty cool.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Real quick, I want to get back to My Virtual Girlfriend a little bit. I mean, this is kind of like your baby right now, and I kind of wonder, does that make it your favorite, or is there another project that you even found more rewarding than that?
Yeah, so My Virtual Girlfriend was like my favorite one to work on because it was the first game where I had full creative freedom of the design and the art. Yeah. So my programmer partner, he's like, hey, I'll do the programming, but I'll just back off the design. And you go at it and you just do whatever you think is going to be good. And so I did. And that was like a lot to me, you know, for having full creative freedom. But now we're working on Darkbreakers, which is kind of similar to Clash of the Clans or Castle Clash. And we're doing a new thing, which I don't know if this is like real prevalent in the industry because I'm kind of isolated in my own little box here. With the exception of my other art friends that are still working for studios on Facebook and whatnot. But we do what's called iterative development. So since a game becomes popular over mobile or tablets, they require updates. You know, about every 2 months, people want new content. They want new things to happen so that they can, you know, keep continuing to play it. And so we've kind of scheduled that in where we just kind of did a first rough draft of the game. It's like, here's Darkbreakers version. It wasn't even version 1. I want to say it was version 0.3. That's where we started at. So it wasn't even a full game. It was like a real kind of, let's put it out there, let's start getting players in, and then we'll just continue to iterate. Now we're on the 7th update. We put out an update about every 2 months, and we continue to refine the experience. And what we're doing along the way is we're taking in the user feedback. So what I like to do is I like to become personal with the actual players, and if you work in a big studio, they usually have like a PR person to kind of handle the fans of the game. But I work with them directly. You know, I have them send me in mail, tell me suggestions. They can write directly through the game. They can send feedback, and it comes directly to us. You know, we don't have a filter or anything. So I do get a lot of mail about all these different suggestions. I'm like, thanks, man, we're working on it here, or that's a good idea. And I take in, you know, ideas from these people because they're the players. They're the ones that is, you know, my boss. They're the ones who's helping me to design the game with the fact that I have an overall vision for where I want it to go. So I combine, you know, their feedback and suggestions through the player loop, as well as refining on my own vision of the game for when it gets complete.
Very cool. I'm sorry, I'm taking over this interview. I think you had a good question too.
Right. Well, I was just gonna say it's almost like he has this, like a more personalized version of early access, I guess you can call it. You know, yeah. I like that. It's actually really good to be able to have that firsthand. But so the one way, I mean, obviously that we found you, we've caught your stream, you know, since you started doing it. I said something to Drew. I was like, hey, have you seen this guy Mike that does, you know, streams? He's a developer and everything like that. And Drew's like, oh yeah, I've seen him. And we've been watching, you know, your stream almost every time you go on since. So you have definitely a, you know, connection to what's going on now, and it's different. It's evolving. Obviously, there's shows like us. We're not the only ones. You know, there's the guys that do Key Report and stuff like that. So what about live, you know, that you do personally and that you see from it, do you enjoy the most? And what do you think, you know, what would you enjoy seeing it evolve into?
Can you repeat that? It was coming in a little bit.
That's fine, yeah, it's like chopping up.
Yeah, pretty much, you know, the live from PlayStation, the shows that we do, the show that you do, it's kind of a new thing, especially to PlayStation, and we're just kind of wondering how you want it to evolve. Like, you have a part in it now by doing your Q&A sessions, and we'd like to hear what you think it could grow into, what you want it to grow into.
Oh, man, you know, I kind of use it as a catalyst to be able to reach out with the people and kind of just get, I don't know, talk with different people about game development is what my original intent was, because I know there was a lot of fans about games out there and a lot of people wanting to get into the industry, and that's why I created the show. But then it also serves the purpose of allowing me to be able to talk about my game too, or my games, so it's kind of doing both of those things for me. Where do I see I want it to evolve? Well, for one, I would really like it if they could put like a mirror button to flip.
I know, man. We all want that.
I got this whole thing, like, you guys have these like signs printed up, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. So I went and I got signs printed up, and then like they sent them to me, and I was like, oh no, crap, they're not flipped. And
that's what Greg did.
Yeah, backwards, and I'm like,
I know. Thank God, when I went to get our first sign printed out, I was just about to send it over to them. A $40 sign, and Kristen will send me, and she's like, wait, isn't that going to be like mirrored on the show? And I'm like, thank you so much. I was about to just waste $40. So yeah, I know how you feel, man.
I just wasted 90 because I got two signs.
And,
yeah. So, but it's all good, I can't. Yeah, but besides from that, what I would like to see is I get a lot of trolls in my feed. Most of the time I can just ignore them, but I would like a convenient way to ban people. And I really think that they need that, like across a lot of things, like the admin having a tool where they can just get rid of people that are becoming a nuisance, because it kind of ruins the experience for other people in there. I noticed you guys don't get a lot, and that's fantastic. So
that's these two here.
Yeah, that's them constantly being vigilant. Mark and Kristen are both on. We're as you're talking, we're getting them, and they're right on top of it. So
yeah, the thing is, Mike, Twitch is a little bit better than Ustream for that. Unfortunately, that you can make people moderators on Twitch, and it's really easy for them to type in commands to time out people that are being, a little bit dirty or whatever. On Ustream, it's a little bit more tough.
We found out last night it's very convoluted how to do that.
Yeah, but you can make a moderator, Mike, on Ustream if you want. You gotta find a friend or something to become a moderator for you, and then he can look at your stream and he can ban people from the chat if you need that.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So look into that on Ustream. There is a way to do it.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. Mike, thank you so much again. Let me tell everyone real quick. This is Mike Amerson. He's a developer. He's been in the industry since 2001, I think. And he's got multiple games out on iOS, on the App Store. He's got My Virtual Girlfriend, My Virtual Boyfriend. Darkbreakers he's working on right now. Is that correct, Mike?
Yeah, it's the one
Darkbreakers. So
when will that release?
It is. It's the one that's...
It is.
Oh, it's already out.
That's the early access style.
The Google Play Store and iTunes. It's free. It's free to play.
Very nice. I have not touched it yet.
It's actually pretty good. I like that. I was playing it actually after I saw your stream the other day. I like it a lot. I'm not really big into mobile gaming personally, mostly, but this is a game that all of a sudden it was an hour later. I'm like, oh, I need to stop.
So everybody should definitely check out all of Mike's stuff on the App Store. Mike, man, thank you so much for calling into the show.
Hey, absolutely, bro.
All right, see you later. And check out Mike's streams. I think you're on every Thursday, Mike. Is that right?
Yeah, every Thursday at around 7. So I like to talk about game development, mostly just kind of like if people have questions about how it is being an indie developer or how it is working in a studio or how do they get into the game industry. That's a lot of a real common question.
Awesome.
Because everyone has game ideas, right?
Yeah.
I know you guys have game ideas, right?
Mike has a very good one, actually.
I have a lot of really good ones.
Do you want to share it with Mike, and then he can maybe work on it?
If he shares it...
No, well, I won't take your idea. I won't work on anyone else's ideas, because I literally have 100 of my own that I need to get through first.
Right, yeah. Definitely. But we're all passionate about this industry. That's the thing. And if you're passionate about something like we all are, you got these ideas, you dream about it, and what's cool for you is that you get to make them into reality. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's yeah.
All right, Mike, you're a good man. Thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks, bro.
All right, see ya.
See ya, bud.
Thank you.
Alright.
That worked out really well.
Yeah.
That was our first interview.
Our first
I
interview.
think that actually went pretty damn well.
I think so too. What did you guys think of that? Did you guys
I
like
thought it was
that?
cool.
I liked it a lot. Mike's a really cool guy. If you guys have never watched him before,
I would like to play
his stream, you would actually like it.
I would. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you would definitely like it.
We should all check out his virtual girlfriend boyfriend game.
I'm surprised you haven't played
Darkbreakers.
it. Well, you're not usually big in the.
I actually did not know Darkbreakers was out as an early access.
Yeah, it's basically like he was saying. He actually released it and that's one of the things he was talking about. He released it when it was barely built, and a lot of the stuff that is in the game now was something that was never even even thought of almost at the time when he made it. So it was just from feedback. He's like, oh yeah, I could add that. So it's actually really cool that he did that. I love it.
We're hoping to do more like that in the future, guys. More interviews with industry insiders and stuff like that. So,
and apparently back the conversation about what the hell is Mike's name.
Yeah, and back the conversation about
Dave brought it up.
Yeah, but we hope you guys like that because we thought that was really
wrong
cool.
there?
Oh, that was good. I enjoyed it. Mike's a really cool guy. So, guys, check out his game. Dark Breakers is out there now, and obviously my virtual girlfriend, or if you're a girl, my virtual boyfriend.
Yep.
Or if you're a boy and just want that.
He's got more than that, though. He's got like Candy Maker. And
It's a ton of them.
Those
are his two big ones and everything like that. And you can see his other work and everything.
I checked out Candy Maker. That did well too, man.
Yeah.
He's got some. That was like number 3 on the App Store at one point for him, I think. Maybe even number 2. So he's got some hits on the App Store.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. But he's also a really good guy too.
Guys, I know you guys want to know my name. It's if by the end of the episode you don't know, no one guesses it, I'll give you a hint. I'm trying to figure out a hint that won't give it away, but
we can move on the spot now. Kristen, do you have one, or do we want to go with what Derek proposed earlier?
Oh, I have it on the spot.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Wait,
Let's do it.
I was wrong. My Twitter is email my HART. I made it a long time ago when I used to listen to Britney Spears.
I can trust you.
Email my HART. That is my correct
I'll play the game with everybody else.
Twitter.
Okay.
Sorry, I just made my mind up.
All right. So what is your on the spot tonight, Kristen?
Okay, it's a little weird, but I'm a little weird, so let's go with it.
That's true.
That
That's very
works.
true.
Weird works.
Okay, so
That'd be a good Twitter.
during the week, one of the doctors had on these huge lead glasses, and
Okay.
he said this is a natural form of birth control.
What?
Because it's a natural form of birth control, because like no one's gonna go near him because he looks weird with them.
And he actually said this to you? Like he said he had the glasses on, and he said it's a natural form of birth control. Like he's trying not to.
Just as a joke.
I'm just confused. Why is he wearing the glasses?
Wait,
then?
I'm confused. What the hell's going
Because he
on?
needs them for his job.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense now. All right. So what's your on the spot
My
then?
question is, what would be, in your opinion, your natural form of birth control to turn off the ladies?
What is your
Oh,
go-to?
so what is something that you personally? I can just talk. I mean,
What? Jesus, that's terrible. Thank you, Kinfolk Sean, for your giraffe Chris. That's at 250.
Oh.
We're getting close, guys. You know what?
Oh, Rick.
Before we go into on the spot, we haven't acknowledged our fans and like our networks and all that kind of stuff in a while, so let's do that real quick. Guys, we got 250 almost in here right now. We just finished an awesome call with developer Mike Amerson. If you would like to follow us in the future, we're going to be doing more awesome segments like that in the future with our future episodes. We're the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated
That's
talk
a good
show
one.
on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We go for about 2 to 2.5 hours. If you would like to follow us and get notifications when our show goes live, all you got to do is go on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Spell exactly how it sounds and heart us. You'll get notifications whenever we go live. Also go on Twitter at The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL. Follow us, like us on Facebook. Check out our official website, thelevelupshow.com, for articles, editorials, reviews, video blogs, all different kind of stuff on there. It's a cool site. Go on youtube.com/The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL, for archives of all the stuff that we do recently. Up until like the last 14 weeks probably, we've been archiving all of our episodes, putting them on YouTube, breaking them down into smaller segments for you guys for more bite-sized consuming. So check out our YouTube. Please subscribe. We'd really appreciate that. Our stream tip is now live. If you guys are really appreciating our show and you would like to help it grow in the future, we're really going to try and push it into new territory, more professional, more just everything, just a cooler show all around for you guys, especially when Kristen and I get to new house. If you would like to help us in that, you can go on streamtip.com/T/The Level Up Show and donate whatever you feel is fitting. Obviously, you're not obligated to do that. It's just if you guys would like to help us out. And then finally, I'm Drew M1788 and Mike is Noob Guru. All right, now,
not yet, Kristen.
Natural form of birth control.
Wait, I like Puss's.
Okay.
Puss said socks with flip-flops.
That is so. I hate
That's
that.
a natural form of birth control.
I hate
yes.
that.
What would you like? What? Ew.
It sounds terrible, especially in a stream like this, but I find that you can't go into your passions really quickly. If I meet a new girl and I start talking about gaming immediately and my show that I do every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern time, they're gonna be like, "Whoa,
I think it just matters if your passions line up with the other person.
Exactly, you're right.
So you could totally dive into that with somebody that fucking loves gaming,
Yeah.
and they'll totally be into that.
Yeah.
But what a meta answer, Mark.
The first thing I think of is Ted Mosby. You know, the movie
Right.
theater. First thing I think is you gotta say I love you on the first date. That's the best way to turn a girl off, is to say I love you on the first date.
Yes.
Definitely. Mark, do you have one? A go-to that you use? Or do you not use
I
the
don't
repel?
use the repel. I
Yeah.
just kind of like back away slowly, I guess. I don't know. There's never any. I can't really think of anything.
Natural form of birth control.
Nothing I've used. Anyway.
Girls have to use this more than guys do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Did you have something that you used? If a guy was trying to buy you a drink or something like that, is there something that you would... Oh, I know what you used to do.
What?
You used to put a ring on your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to put a...
It doesn't stop anyone though.
Yeah, she used to put a ring on her ring finger to make
Yeah.
it look like she was married to get pushed
But
guys away.
it is nice to get free
Lebo
drinks
says the
though.
red cowboy.
Yeah,
boots.
that's usual. I think a lot of girls do that. You know what? Should we step into Derek's question as well really quick? The Sinister Six?
Wait, you didn't answer my question.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah, he
Did
said
I?
talking.
Yeah,
Ah.
mine is, hi, my name's Mike, I have a daughter.
Okay.
The
And
daughter
what was
part.
yours?
I don't think Mark can think of
Mark doesn't need one.
I just.
Back away slowly as Mark.
I don't know. I mean, I guess like I could just like start picking my nose or something in front of them and just be kind of like really gross.
Like flick boogers at her?
Not like at her, but just like, oh hey, yeah, you know.
Alright, so
That's like a thing.
there's another question that I think we could ask too, because we
Okay.
have enough time. Yesterday on the stream, Derek, I can't remember his name on the what is his name?
His name is Nine
Is
Fox.
it Nine Fox? Okay,
Yeah.
Nine Fox is Derek. So Nine Fox posed with the Expendables 3 coming out, what would be our choices, our expendable choice, for characters. So we went around, me, Drew, and Derek went and named, character each. So with the Sinister Six coming out, someone posed, what would be our Sinister Six villains of video games?
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Alright, so why don't we each of us name 3?
3 villains?
3 villains. That's asking a lot.
No, it's not.
The
I
first
have
one that
2
came
in
to
my
my
head.
mind immediately was I was thinking Big Boss, but I don't know if I consider him a villain anymore. You know what I mean? He's a villain at the end of the series, but he started off as a good guy. But I feel like he's a great villain leader. So I gotta say
Okay.
Big Boss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kristen, do you have any? Do you know any villains?
Wait, I just want to say...
There's an obvious villain for you.
I
Right?
just want to say that I like Garf's World's comment. He said wearing a fluorescent fanny pack and sporting a mushroom cut.
Very nice.
awesome.
That's
Very nice.
definitely natural birth control.
Who's your favorite villain in video games, Kristen?
My favorite villain?
Yeah.
Who were you thinking?
Bad guy.
I was thinking probably something from Super Mario, right?
pretty
I
good.
really like Jafar from the Aladdin when he became a huge snake.
Okay.
That's a good game.
Aladdin.
And
Mark, you have one?
he spit eggs out of his mouth.
Best villains.
Jafar.
I don't really think of this over.
You want to skip and come
Yeah,
back?
like-
We're just doing 3. So my first one's gonna be Ganondorf.
Ganondorf is a good one. That is a very good one. I hate to go back to Metal Gear Solid, but I think Liquid Snake is another awesome villain.
God,
I love Liquid
Stop.
Snake too. So I got to go with Liquid Snake.
All right, that's
they
fine.
fit too,
Right.
with the Expendables, in my opinion.
Kristen, do you have any others?
Oh, I'm on the spot, man. I'm not good
That's
at
fine.
that.
Oh,
Mark, you have one?
Wrigley from Metroid.
Yeah, that was gonna be my second one actually.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a pretty good one. So
I mean,
my
I'm not thinking so much like best villains. I mean, yeah, they're good villains, but just like iconic villains. Somebody that you can always
Wesker
go
was
back
another
to.
one else.
oh, get out of here! That was my other.
Oh,
secondary one.
Travis,
All right,
that's- You're killing us
the
here.
next secondary one was actually going to be Handsome Jack. I'll
Okay.
change him out.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth, and that's someone else. Actually, a couple people said that.
Okay, yeah, Sephiroth isn't obvious. Definitely Sephiroth.
Do you have any?
Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty's.
And Kingdom Hearts. Maleficent is a really good villain in
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts.
great in Kingdom
like,
Hearts.
Yeah.
Wesker was one.
Wolverine.
Holy shit.
Wolverine is not a villain.
That's what it says.
Oh, that was
hairy
by
midget.
Deadpool though. Deadpool said that.
Deadpool said it.
That is awesome.
So we got Batman and we got Deadpool now.
This is great.
Very cool.
I'm loving
David
it.
from The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a
I
great
thought somebody
villain.
else said
Yeah,
that.
but in a different way.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would
very
definitely put him in the Sinister Six just because I mean, don't
He's
get me
not
wrong,
a
I like
straight
that. I
villain
like
in a
as
way.
far as a great villain, but I wouldn't.
Here's the thing about David is I don't know if he was quite as villainous as people think he is, because when he goes like really batshit insane, that's after Ellie bites him. So I
Right.
wonder if the reason he becomes so villainous and crazy at the end of the game is
Oh,
because he's being
Landshark.
infected.
Right.
Like before that, he actually was. I mean, it's creepy. He wanted her as like a pet, but he was being, he was actually being pleasant and stuff like that.
Is David the guy that was accountable?
Yes.
Yes, he's pretty
Um,
gross.
The Flood.
Ooh, okay. Good one.
Pretty good.
Yeah, boom!
I was gonna say I was actually going to say the Arbiter.
Landshark had a great one. He said Shodan from System Shock.
Okay.
See, and what's funny is for you saying you don't know if you would definitely put like Metal Gear Solid characters in there. What's interesting about the Sinister Six is some of them actually
that's pretty good
had their
points.
good moments. Look at Venom.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So anyway, that was pretty good.
And one other one I would say real quick, I love Ansem, also from Kingdom Hearts. I think Ansem is a really cool villain.
Okay. I'll go
Real
with
quick, we haven't acknowledged our requests in a while and stuff like that.
Mendez says the computer from Portal.
Okay, so Derek Fiddle, I know.
Why
is
am I
messing
drawing a
with
blank
some-
on that? What's the
that's
name
okay.
of the What's the name of the
Gladys.
GLaDOS? Yeah.
Derek Fiddle said the blue shell.
The blue shell.
And Rick says Raul Menendez from Black Ops 2 was honestly a great villain.
Okay. Real quick, Twitch hearts, guys. We got
Jaws
Brady
from Bond.
Nader, Lebo Risk, Dale Magra, and I think probably this is a repeat, but Westfire83 also hearted us on Twitch
Damn it,
tonight.
Jason.
Thank you for all of your hearts on Twitch, guys. We would appreciate some more. Go on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Please heart us. You'll get email notifications whenever our show goes live. All right, that's it for On
I
the
have one more.
Spot.
One
Racer
more natural
has to
birth
say-
control from you, Mad Bro. A dirty house.
The Dirty House. Yeah, I could see
See,
that.
like really.
That reminds me of
after that
Friends.
disgusting.
Yeah.
You remember in Friends,
Yeah, it was-
Rebecca Romijn
yeah,
Stamos
she's
obviously is
big.
gorgeous, but when he goes into her house, it's just it has hamsters like crawling on the floor, and there's like chocolate like melted chocolate on the couch that he sits in. It's just disgusting, and it's like that'll turn anyone
Leather
off.
pants.
So
Yeah.
Natural
who
birth
had it?
control.
Racer X and R. Ramirez was saying the Elusive Man from.
What's that from?
Half-Life.
Oh, okay.
He pops up now and then. I don't know if he's like really like villain.
Mhm.
He's just there.
Okay.
Oh, 30 minutes, man.
Oh God. Well, Game appears.
A wild game.
Let's check it out, guys.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
You're right.
Oh, stop.
Damn it! Stupid song! Damn it! I can't play this now. Am I right?
Are they
what
really
do I
gonna
do?
ban you?
Are you allowed to play gameplay?
I don't. Yeah, I'm allowed to play gameplay.
Done.
Wait, but it's music. That's,
But it's a trailer, and we can fight that. They said there's a forum that you can fight it.
okay.
All right.
All right.
World full of exceptional sims. Smart,
I mean, we already played it, so it doesn't really
big
matter.
personalities who every day collide and connect. They are yours to create and control. Their stories are yours to tell. There's the story of Ollie Purdue, a starving artist without his muse. Depressed, Ollie spent his days alone, and his nights seeking inspiration. He didn't laugh, and he didn't dance. Babs Lamore, a bartender, had dreams of her own. A romantic, she was forever on a quest for true love. Until she met the one. Ollie fell for her way with words, and his technique left Babs inspired. The budding novelist began writing her own story. The story of Babs Lamore and Ollie Purdue. With his muse in hand, Ollie thrived, creating work so profound he touched the masses. Babs finished her novel, but her story with Ollie is just beginning. They are friends, they are family, they are neighbors. They are all new sinners. Create their stories and play with their lives like never before.
Sims 4. You're a fan of Sims, right, Kristen?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a real big fan of The Sims 2.
I said someone else in there said the exact same thing. I think. I wish I could like The Sims.
Really?
I don't. I get so
it's so
bored
much fun.
looking at it, and I'm like, I really want to get into this, but I can't. I'm
Coming
not
from
gonna
somebody
lie.
that's always been into architecture, it especially speaks to me on that house
Right.
designing part of it. But The Sims 4, guys, it's releasing on September 2nd for the PC and the Mac, and it's still developed by Maxis, the original guys that have worked on The Sims since the very beginning. I mean, The Sims is a major series. I remember on the PC for the longest time, it was the best-selling series on PC. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but it's still a juggernaut in the PC space, and there's a reason for it. It really is a charming series, and it's a lot of fun for all demographics. Like girls really attached to it because it's like playing house in a way. But guys do too. I really enjoy The Sims.
Intro Speak says he wishes his ex was a sim. He would walk her into sewage.
My God, it's horrible. Jesus. Okay, so Sims 3 was good, but it didn't quite appeal to everybody. But this one has an entirely new graphical engine. Still has that, that cartoony vibe. It's still it's very cute and charming still, but it's entirely new and it really does look great. The biggest thing that's new about this Sims is that they're pushing the creation tools to like entirely new boundaries.
Wow, I'm looking at it now.
You're seeing it on screen right now, and that's the building tools for the house right there, and it's really crazy. But let's start first with the Sims creation tools. There are no longer sliders. There's no preset, faces and noses and stuff like that. It now uses a click and drag system, kind of like Google SketchUp, if you guys know what that is. So you got your sim on the screen, right? And you can orient that person's angle and then just grab. And I'm going to get into territory here, but you can literally just grab her boobs and just slide them as big as you want. You can pull her butt bigger, spread her hips wider, make her thighs wider, make her waist smaller, make her eyes bigger. You can make the pupils bigger. The iris is bigger. You can make the ears bigger. The feet smaller. Everything is customizable. It's crazy. It really is mind-blowing how many different pivot points are on each character, and you can just pull and push however you want to make the character look. I remember Greg Miller on IGN created his own sim. It looked just like him. It was amazing. It looked so cool. It really looks like fun. But not just
yeah, Drew, keep it clean. You don't want to spread her thighs.
Some people like thick thighs, sorry. I get what you're saying. I'm sorry.
It's fine. This segment's going to be muted anyway.
We're talking about everyone who's saying at this point.
Yeah.
Baba.
But it's not just the physical nature of the Sims that you can change. Right now, what you're seeing here, I think that they're creating Bella and Mortimer Goth. You can see, look, he's like spreading her hips wider, her thighs thinner. Made her butt bigger, Look at the guy. Look at this guy here. He makes him jacked, if I remember right. Not this one. That's The Sims 3. The one that's right after. Come on, hurry up. This guy. Look at the guy in The Sims 4. He makes him, so jacked. It's ridiculous. Changing his nose. Look, Jesus Christ. It's like, okay, somebody has, to compensate for something here.
Right. Anytime I see stuff like this, though, all I think of is gamer.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yeah. But you can also use your creation tools to modify, obviously, their appearance, their fashion styles, their personality traits, skills, careers, walk styles. For the first time, though, emotions are more important than ever. Your emotions were always shown in The Sims, but now it's more like your Sims feel emotion.
Right.
Because the thing is that the situations that you put them in affect their emotions, and because of the effect that they have on the emotions and how they react to that, it actually changes the game around that. It creates new events, new scenarios for these Sims to go into because of what you put them in before that. Because that they're actually feeling these emotions as opposed to just showing them. Emotions are so powerful in The Sims 4 that I think you can actually kill your Sim if the emotions become that strong. You know what I mean? If depression, for instance, was strong enough, the Sim could die. So you need to make sure you keep your Sims happy, I think, or they could die sheerly from depression alone. Now, you also saw on there, let's go in the gallery first. The gallery is pretty cool because this is kind of similar to, again, like a Google SketchUp. If you guys know what that is, it's like an architectural building tool, but there's a thing on SketchUp called the warehouse where people can create stuff and then share it with the world, and people can just download and put that in their house and stuff like this. It's the same with The Sims 4. Your Sims, your families, your houses, everything you build, you can actually then save and share on the gallery for free for other people to download and then use in their house. It's pretty cool.
Also, almost like Meat Parade.
Meat Parade?
Me.
Oh, I was like, Meat Parade, that sounds dirty.
I hate you so much.
That sounds really dirty. But I hope that they actually expand this. It'd be really cool if you could create furniture. because that's something that I do with Revit a lot. You can create whatever you want. Create like appliances, create furniture, create electronics. It'd be really cool if they had like modeling tools so that you could share those kind of things for the world to use to make their house even more realistic. That'd be pretty cool. The good thing about the gallery is that, like I said, it's free, and the game does not require an always online connection. Very good news there, guys.
Yay, they're learning.
Yay, good job on that. You do need online, obviously, to access other people's shared content on the gallery, but you don't need to be online in order to just play the single-player mode of the game. Now, speaking of houses, we were just talking about, sharing stuff on the gallery. The build mode is more expansive than ever in The Sims 4 when it comes to house. You were pretty impressed when you saw that screen there.
I was a little blown away. I was completely confused.
It takes a little bit of what The Sims 3 did in that you can actually just grab rooms that are pre-made. Like, say, there's a living room that is already furnished. You grab that, you just plop it down. But then you can, now in The Sims 4, you can grab the walls of pre-made rooms and then just drag them. And the room expands, and the furniture inside that room moves smartly, intelligently, to fit into the correct spaces that it should have been in from the beginning. So everything is smart. You can see here, he's just placing down rooms, dragging, dropping walls, expanding up. There you go, house built. In 5 seconds. It's that easy, guys. Thank you for the friend request, LKMX2. Really appreciate that, man. But just like The Sims, all the other ones, you can change the textures in your house. You can change the wall colors. You can put windows. In this one, though, windows are really simple. You just click, put a window in. But then when you're in 3D mode, just drag it. You can just drag your window around, put them in any orientation you want.
Yeah, I saw that.
Architectural
freedom. It was either windows or mirrors, and they were putting one. They were just angling them up.
Yeah.
Going in
in a cool orientation.
Right,
That's you have a lot of customization here. You can really create something that is entirely yours and then share that. In your entire house, let's say you start off with your house on this part of the property, and you're like, oh shit, I don't want my house here. Thank you, Dashing, for your friend request.
Yeah, we gotta make room for the pool.
Yeah, eventually, right? I'll get to that. The house can just be picked up, rotated, whatever you want, and just plop down on another part of the property in case you don't like the orientation or the location on the property that you chose. Architectural details and columns and stuff like that, again, all smart. Just click, column will go, and it'll integrate into the house all on its own. Just everything's really cool and smart. The one downgrade, as Mark just said, is that there's no pools. Thank you, Chamu, for your friend request. No pools. I don't know why. Maybe they just didn't have the time.
Maybe they just want to sell them as DLC later.
Yeah, that's possible too.
If they do that, holy shit, that's a scummy.
Yeah, it is, because this is the first time that pools have not been in the launch version of The Sims. Thank you, Mr. Emo, for the friend request. Thank you, guys. A lot of friend requests right now. Really appreciate that. I hope they do add it, even if it's after. Pools are important to The Sims. They really allows you to make your home feel luxurious. And I think that's important. That's what people want to do. They want to make a mansion with a crazy pool and this kind of stuff. So this is all kind of speed here on the screen, but it still gives an idea of how simple it is to create a home. Really looks cool.
Mike, just so you know, I just messaged your ex-girlfriend.
Which one?
Katie.
Did she tell you?
She forgets!
Yeah! We're still trying to find out Mike's real name.
That's how you know.
But she said that it was a ridiculous name. She just doesn't remember what it is.
Okay. Thank you for the friend request. Tariq, I think, was your name. Thank you for your friend request. Finally, let's end off the Sims 4 talk here.
Was Mike's name.
Now, in other Sims, you had neighborhoods, right? In this Sims, you have worlds, and then there's neighborhoods inside of those worlds. So each world consists of multiple distinct neighborhoods, and then you can have your Sims in all of those neighborhoods or all at once, and the player can fully control the interactions and actions within whichever neighborhood is loaded at that time, but you still do have actually a little bit of control of Sims outside of your neighborhood as well. But if you want to switch neighborhood, there's a little bit of a load time. But still, it's cool that you can actually control your Sims a little bit from other neighborhoods and keep social connectivity maybe between families in different neighborhoods and stuff like that. The two worlds that are going to be included with The Sims 4, one is called Willow Creek, it's based on New Orleans, and the other one is called Oasis Springs. It's like a desert world. Both of them look pretty cool.
So, does that mean you're randomly gonna lose your house in a flood?
I don't know. Maybe this is like SimCity where aliens suddenly come down. The Sims has a lot of quirky stuff. Yeah. For instance, you can be a writer in The Sims 4, and if you write such amazing epics, for some reason, I have no idea why, you can bring people back to life. I have no idea why. But if you write an epic saga as a writer, you have the power to return life to somebody that died.
That's cool.
It is cool, I think.
Racer X had mentioned in the chat that pools apparently take a big RAM process, and that's why it's not in Sims 4.
They might figure it out. They just got to get their RAM storage figured out, and then they'll probably get it in there. But the other thing that was omitted, I guess you would say, from this Sims is toddlers. That stage of life has been removed from The Sims 4, and I'm not sure why. I think they still have baby. I still think they have, like, child. They just got rid of toddler. I don't know why. Maybe people were throwing their toddlers in the pools. We've thought about that before. Don't know. Other little cool things I wanted to mention. There's a low chance for your Sim to be left-handed for the first time. You might notice that your Sim is picking up a glass with its left hand. That's pretty cool. Just little small touches like that.
Kill the sinner.
For the first time ever, entirely new Sim voices. For the first 3 games, they just recycled the Sim voices. Yeah, those crazy voices. Yeah, exactly.
We should do a Sims episode.
Oh my god, that would be the worst ever.
But now they re-recorded.
If our thing gets muted, can we all just like go back and just like Mystery Science Theater with Sims voices over top?
Yes, definitely we should do that. And lastly, this Sims is in an alternate universe because it technically takes place in the future. There's no continuity to Sims 1 through 3, but since Bella and Mortimer Goth are in this game, that must mean it's an alternate universe, which is kind of weird. I never knew that the Sims were connected in any way, but that's what they said. So, guys, once again, The Sims 4 comes out on September 2nd for the PC and Mac. I love The Sims. I might actually get this game if my laptop can handle it, because I think it's a lot of fun, and maybe I can stream it even using the Twitch stuff on the PC. So, guys, if you're a Sims fan, check it out. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks better than 3, I think, in my opinion. All right, guys, I think we have enough time for 1 or 2 calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how about we open up Skype? Thank you for the message, Menjesgato. I will check that out shortly.
So she's not going to tell us anyway.
No, she won't.
Okay, I'm going to
Although
go.
now after doing this, when she finds out from my dad, she probably will.
Right. Guys, Skype is online. Mark posted in the chat room our Skype ID. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. Who wants to close us out? We can take 1 or 2 calls to finish off this
If
show.
Joey's still here, I would love to hear from Joey.
Yeah, Ventura's always a good caller, for sure. Or Noble
Derek.
Metal, Derek,
Derek
9
was a great
Pops.
call.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Dave hasn't
Okay,
called in a while.
so I pulled the raffle now, guys, because we're coming up
Oh.
to an end. Evident Hair was the one that was pulled with the name of Russell.
That's the #1 name?
Well, not the #1 name. It was a.
Oh,
it wasn't
did
a
you do a
poll, it was a
poll?
raffle.
Oh, you did a raffle.
I did a raffle, so people could enter the raffle with a name.
Your name is now Russell.
What's up, Russell?
What's
All
going
right,
on, Russell?
Russell McLaughlin.
Russell.
This doesn't even work.
What's your middle name again?
Steven.
You're
Russell Steven McLaughlin. Okay.
Although Russell Stevens sounds like an artist.
Yeah, that's a pretty good name. I like it, Russell.
Have you seen this work by Russell Stevens?
Okay, guys, once again, we're on Skype. Please call in the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it
Dave,
sounds.
I'm calling you out. Dave, I want you to close us.
When is Mike going to tell us?
If no one guesses it by the end of the show, I'm going to give it in.
Thank you for the correction there. I mean, I don't know for sure, but someone said it's only announced for PC right now. I have to imagine Sims will come to Mac, but maybe it's got a little bit of a delay over the PC version. Lebo Risk says, thanks for the follow. Kristen?
Yeah, Lebo's girlfriend, Maddie, she was watching it and she was really nice. She said she liked my shirt. And then she said that I should do my hair ombre.
Ombre. That always reminds me of Friends. Ombre.
She said I should do like a light or a darker brown with like a little bit of blonde.
You Man Bro says that he wishes there was a
No one
beta for the
cares.
crew on PS4. I think there was only a beta for the crew on Xbox One.
Someone said that there's a beta for Little Big Planet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, someone said they got it.
Maybe it's a very closed beta.
I think it's a
I haven't
closed
heard
beta.
anything about it at all. That comes out this year, November. Surprisingly, I didn't think Little Big Planet 3 would come this year. Racer X says Sims will come to PS4 in about a year after release. That would be awesome. I would love to play The Sims on a console. That's never happened, like a true Sims. I remember I played The Sims on PSP, but it was not at all the Sims that I wanted it to be. I remember I bought it expecting like normal Sims, and that's not what it was. Congrats on the pregnancy, says Sergeant Killer.
To me?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
I'm not pregnant.
Guys,
Sorry, Evident Hair. The raffle's closed.
Oh wait, is that natural birth control? Is that what he was saying?
Skype is open, guys.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to tell that to a girl. Congrats on the pregnancy.
Who wants to close out our show with a
What
call?
do you do?
Thoughts on my big star? What do you guys think that means? I don't know. His big nose? Yes.
What do you think about his big nose?
You might want to get it reduced.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Rhinoplasty, man.
Probably gets in the way of like drinking glass. What about a big
Looks like we're
mustache?
going through the computer.
Let's do it. Do it, no balls.
Michael. I remember Michael.
I don't know if that was Michael. I think you did another guy.
Uh-oh. Is it going to cup up? Come on. Come on now.
You broke it!
That was Michael, but I'll call him back. Let's try again.
My phone is at 5%.
Michael!
This isn't a video call that we all heard.
Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? Oh, with the crazy Mike. We're going to have a little bit of a tough time hearing you, Mike, but we're going to do our best. Okay, so what's your question?
Yes, my opinion is just doing the remake for Resident Evil 1 is a compensation for the bad sequels have in Resident Evil 6. You think about that?
Okay, he's talking about Resident Evil 1, the remake.
Yes.
He also is trying to tie it to Resident Evil 6 somehow. I don't know. Mike, we're having such a tough time hearing you. Try and repeat the end of that question again. What about Resident Evil 6?
Yes, you think that Resident Evil 1 is a compensation because Resident Evil 6 was a failure.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I definitely think so, because I think Resident Evil 5 was trying to build this off the success 4 had, and it didn't. And so they went all out because of the success from Call of Duty and all these more cinematic games doing the same thing with Resident Evil 6, and it just failed because it's not the same market.
Yeah.
And they're trying to, I think, rebuild the Resident Evil fan base from the ground up again. I don't think it's a franchise that they're just going to reboot outright.
Yeah, and we all know Resident Evil 1, obviously, it started
Yes.
it all and it's a favorite, so I think they can't really go wrong by getting people back into the series with a remake of the first game.
Definitely not. I mean, they ported it over to a Nintendo console to get more fans, and
Yeah.
it was widely successful. I mean, that's why they brought Resident Evil 4 over to Nintendo first, before Sony.
Yeah.
And then it went over back to Sony because Resident Evil 4 was so successful for GameCube. So, yeah, I definitely think that they're trying to like make up for the fact that 6 was just a massive failure.
Yeah, this is preparation for 7, because we know they're working on 7. If the leaks are true at all, I mean, we even have a logo even for 7 that has leaked online. So they're working on it. We just don't know what they're going to do with it. This is probably just to get people in the next generation back on board. We want to get people back into Resident Evil, get them to love the series again, so that when 7 comes out, people don't have the bad taste in their mouth that was Resident Evil 6. So definitely, Mike, I think that's exactly what's going on here.
Yes, it's true. The truth, many people is young people is not playing Resident Evil 1.
Mike, I'm sorry, man. I think we're going to probably have to let you go just because we can't quite understand your mic right now.
No worry. Good night.
All right, good night, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for the call.
Really sorry, Mike. I wish we could hear you a little better, but it's pretty tough for us. But I think that's going to end it. Mike, thanks for ending the show with your call. We're going to shut down Skype real quick. Let me do that, just so no one else tries to call in.
Can I do a shout out to Lebo, aka Aaron?
Miriam.
Who, he's going. It actually wasn't funny, but he made it kind of funny. His natural birth control was he's going to Iraq in 9 months.
Oh no!
I know.
Well, no, he said he
Look how
wasn't.
cute.
He already went to Iraq.
But I thought he said he's going again.
No, what?
Oh, he's back?
He is back. He had gone.
Look at the cute couple.
I thought he said
Derek's
that was
calling, answer this.
before.
Oh.
Let's answer Derek because he's a good caller.
Lebo, let us
Hopefully this
know if
works.
you're going back.
Hey, Derek, can you hear me?
I hear people.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, bud?
That's because you are live, Derek. What's going on, man?
People.
Nothing much. So, you guys mentioned earlier with the departure of Casey Hudson, and there has been one question that has plagued many Mass Effect fans, and I hope you can answer it.
Okay.
Mako or Hammerhead?
Who here has played Mass Effect? Because I haven't.
I haven't played.
Oh my god, we're the worst.
We are the worst.
We're the only people in the world that have not played
Actually,
Mass Effect.
That just reminds me, Racer X pointed out that
You shamed me, Mike.
I forget what was.
I mean, you shamed me, Drew. Sorry.
No, it's alright.
The elusive
You shamed me,
man.
Drew. You shamed me, Mark.
I'm sorry. The elusive man that I had mentioned being part of Half-Life is actually part of Mass Effect.
Oh, okay.
That's how bad we are.
Yeah, that's one of my big regrets, actually, Derek, from last generation, is that I never got into Mass Effect series. And I even have it. That's the worst part of it all, is that I have...
Did we lose you?
I think he's still there. Derek, you still there?
No,
Yeah, I am. I'm just shocked right now.
I even have the trilogy on PS3, but it was such it was so daunting to try and get into it because it's 3 games that are massive, and I had so many other things to play that I couldn't get myself to start it. And the thing is, I promise you, if Mass Effect 4 comes to PS4 and it's kind of like a little bit of a reboot and it's got a story that's separate enough from the original trilogy, I will play it. I promise you, Derek. But back to the Casey Hudson thing. Are you worried at all about this?
Not really worried, but I am saddened since back in high school and college, the Mass Effect trilogy actually helped me through a very hard time, so it was kind of really sad. But I wish the best.
Yeah, I can understand that. There's a lot of people that get through tough times with games. It's an escape, and sometimes you look back fondly, or I don't know if it's fondly for you, but it's a thing that got you through that time. So you have especially a really strong connection with that series. I know with Greg Miller, for instance, Infamous is the series for him that got him through a really tough time, and there's plenty of other examples as well. So yeah, I completely understand that, man, and I hope the game turns out to be as good as someone like you, who's a big fan of the series, wants it to be. Because I would hate for it to fall short.
Yeah, same here. And may I just say, I hate my picture on your TV screen.
I'm sorry, man. That's your Skype. You can change it though. That's your Skype.
The Kinect took it out. I'm just like, what?
I'm sorry, man. You were supposed to come through the iPad, but for some reason you came through the computer since we took Mike's call earlier. But man, thank you for closing out the show with another great call. We'll see you next week, man.
Yeah, see you next week.
All right,
Thanks
see you,
for
Darren.
calling in. We'll get to Mass Effect eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there. See ya.
Alright, before we go, Mike is going to give us a hint on what his name truly is.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I found. That's what I've been doing, guys. I haven't been ignoring it.
Okay. How many syllables?
No, it's gonna be more cryptic than that.
More cryptic
What is
than
it,
the
a
number
riddle?
of syllables? How do you get more cryptic than that? Who are you? The fucking Zodiac killer?
People want to call. I'm sorry, we can't take another call.
Yeah,
we got to wrap up.
All right. Here's the hint. You guys are getting one. All right, this week, and if it doesn't, I'll give you another one next week. But this week, there is an attachment with the name in some way, shape, or form to Martin Lawrence,
What?
the actor.
Will? Is your name Will?
No.
I thought maybe Will Smith, because they were in Bad Boys together.
It has a connection to Martin Lawrence, the actor, the person himself. It has a connection. So not the name. It's not Martin or Lawrence. So I mean,
obviously that would be.
So there you go. There's 3 hints. It's not Martin or Lawrence, and it's.
Oh my God! All right, guys, we're gonna keep this going for a long time. Maybe on episode 50, Mark, you remove the beanie, and Mike, you reveal your name. Okay, no, never mind. That was wishful thinking there.
No, but Mike has to appease everyone. When will you tell us your name?
What episode are we on now?
We're on episode 35.
50's a lot to ask.
That's 15 weeks away.
Yeah,
What if we reach a certain goal?
Bad Boys?
Oh, that's a good one. I
Is it
agree
for
with
Bad
her.
Boys?
That's always a great thing to do. If we can get to 500 viewers at some point.
No, because they have no control over that. This is something that they can control. We have to make it something they can control. I'll tell you. I will give you.
No, they can control it. They can retweet our show and try and get people in, and then we get 500.
Okay, one of the ways that I'll let you go, we'll do it is if we get to 500 viewers. All right,
that's one. That's one way.
2 will be how many Twitter followers we got?
We're at 400 and something. I don't know.
We get to 600 Twitter followers.
Okay, 600 Twitter followers.
All right, so we're at 4 something. So get us to 600 Twitter followers. All right, that's gonna be the main one, I think.
This all depends on you guys. Do it.
I mean, someone could guess it, but
yeah, that could happen. Someone could guess it. If someone guesses it, you have to admit that's the name.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that's the rule.
I'm gonna get in touch with your father. That's what I'm gonna do.
Guys, that's it for us this week. We're leaving on that. But guys, if you're just joining us, I'm sorry that we're wrapping up. But you can catch us next week. We're on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We're the Level Up Show, a gaming-dedicated talk show. If you would like to follow us so that you get notified when we go live next week, it's on the TV here right after this Skype call disappears. It's twitch.tv/The Level Up Show.
No, it's not Jed or Shannon.
What about Fitzgerald? What about Fitzgerald?
Nope.
Not Fitzgerald. Because we got a lot of that.
Bobby Davis.
You know what? We did hit 250 at one point. tonight.
Did we?
Yeah,
no,
we did.
we're at 247.
No, we hit 250. I saw us go above 250 at one point.
Did we go above 250?
Yeah, but you get off the hook this week. Draft
Alright.
Kristen will have to wait. But guys, twitch.tv. See you, Rick. Twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Go on there and heart us if you want email notifications whenever our show goes live. Go on Twitter at The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL, and follow us on there. We're very active, as well as Facebook. Please like us on there. TheLevelUpShow.com is our official website with articles, editorials, reviews, and more. YouTube.com/TheLevelUpShow, level spelled LVL. You can go on there and subscribe if you want to see archives of our episodes. There's a lot of people that probably missed some stuff tonight, but this is a 2.5-hour show. It all goes entirely on YouTube, and we even break it up into little mini segments. We usually do like 3 a week. They're called replays, and we try to find good parts of the show to break down into more bite-sized stuff for you guys to consume. So check that out on YouTube. Please subscribe. The Level Up Show, or not spelled exactly how it sounds. Sorry, YouTube.com/The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL. Streamtip.com is where you can donate if you really enjoy our show and you would like to help us improve upon it in the near future. It's streamtip.com/T/The Level Up Show if you would like to donate. Anything you guys see fitting, do not feel obligated in any way. We really don't want to push you guys to donate. If you guys would like to help us out, please do. And finally, we're both on PSN. I am Drew M1788, and Mike is Noob Guru. We can't play music, guys.
Now what?
Yeah, Russell. Russell is your name. It's been a long time since we used this, so I'm going to turn it back on. We're just going to play our typical intro music.
So boring.
We have to.
It's great intro music.
It is awesome intro music.
You haven't mentioned who wrote it for us in a while.
Blue Ignosis. We said it
earlier.
Well, I wasn't listening.
That's not very
Blue Ignosis created this song for us. We're still very appreciative. If you guys would like to make outro music for us, because we do need that now, please email us at thelevelupshow@gmail.com. That's level spelled LVL.
I have a question. We should write a song, or I should have Greg write one called My Sexy Nerd.
Why?
Because sexy nerds, that's what they are.
Everyone in the chat room is a sexy nerd? You guys are our sexy nerds.
It's morphin' time.
It's morphin' time. Jason, maybe his name's Jason.